wanna see it all brighter. I should learn to let it go. I know I've never been a fighter. Let me know how I can grow. And if I seem to get closer, it's all getting out of hand. I have this never-ending screaming, always going in my head. We're on our own. Everything's an act, all so alone. Stuck on dial tone. We're on our own. Everything's an act, all so alone. Let me just go home. Let me just go home. Let me just go home. Shouldn't care about the faces. Find myself some peace of mind. I know I'm never going places. Do they have what I can't find? When the life is getting harder, every thought is just a dread. I have this never-ending riot, always marching in my head. We're on our own. Everything's an act, all so alone. Stuck on dial tone. We're on our own. Everything's an act, all so alone. Let me just go home. Let me just go home. Let me just go. We're on our own. Everything's an act, all so alone. Stuck on dial tone. We're on our own. Everything's an act, all so alone. Let me just go.
Oh, hi. It's me again. I missed you. You remember me, right? I'm not only there.
Alright, there we go. For some reason, my mic was not getting picked up. Welcome, everyone. Hopefully you guys can hear me now. We are inside VR chat to stream today's live that VeVe's doing in about 10 minutes here. So they are going to be kind of recapping what happened at New York. I think Mr. MC1's going to be coming on to talk about his party. And then the big news is at the very end, apparently there's going to be something shown. Sounds like footage of apparently something that we want to see, according to MC. So I'm really hoping that it's that behind the scenes footage that Ben has been talking about. But today we're going to be streaming it from a little aquarium. You know, I thought we switched it up from the boring old YouTube. So got a nice little environment in the background here, and we can pull up an actual stream board to watch it on. This. So whenever they start the live, I'm going to put the link in here. We'll start watching it. And then we'll kind of, you know, anyone who wants to add their comments in the chat, feel free to. We'll go from there. I want to make sure these settings are right first. because I know the audio's getting picked up. But how's everyone feeling? Who's excited for this video? I am. I'm really hoping it's VeVeVerse related, so I'm not trying to get people's hopes up here, but turn the music down. There we go. Yeah, we got the stingrays, we got the fish, we got different sections of this map too, actually. Walk through here. And then we got like a jellyfish section. All blacked out, which is super cool, so. You walk up close, you get like super immersed into it, but I'm sure some of you guys can imagine that with VR headsets. Alright, what time is it? 4:53, 7 minutes. Let me actually see if I can put the URL for the upcoming stream in here. Never tried that. 1 second. URL. Stream. I think that's video player error. Video? Or can you not stream live videos? Oh, maybe not. Maybe it's just because they're not live yet, so we'll try when they are live, and then if it doesn't work, we'll just go to boring old YouTube, but it is what it is. I was trying to do something different. Let me pull up their Twitter page here, see what they've been saying about this. Tune in for our official New York Comic Con 2024 recap show on our YouTube channel at 2 p.m. PT with special guests, giveaways, and a special preview announcement. So that's what I was talking about there. So we have Mr. MC1. Ben's going to make another appearance, so he might have some things to say. And then, who else? Swaggle House. So the YouTube comic creator behind the new comic that dropped on VeVe as well. So sounds like quite a lot's happening. I'm keeping an eye on their stream just to see if we got 4 minutes here. We got Notorious in their chat saying we better, and I mean better, get a VeVeVerse demo. Yeah. Corey put out another tweet too saying that this is something that people are going to really want to see, so I am hoping that it is VeVeVerse related. We'll see. We'll see. But it's at the end, so. Cool. And I want to try and do more of these stream boards in VR chat, because the thing that's cool about this is if you guys have accounts, you can just join me. And it's more of kind of like a, you know, immersive. I don't know if immersive is the right word, but hopefully you guys know what I mean. Experience. What's this way? I never even went this way. Another tunnel. Ooh. Oh, a turtle. Got a cat on the piano. This gives me a lot of Snowpiercer vibes. Been watching that show recently again. I don't know if you guys have watched it, but it's the Last of Humanity's on a train that's circling the globe that never stops. Highly recommend watching it if you guys haven't seen it. How do I get out of here? Is this a door? Oh, it is a door. Oh. Oh, it's like the upstairs cafe. Okay. Is this a door? Oh. Oh, got the big whale. Alright, what are we, floor 59. Question is are they gonna be on time or not? That's the question. Oh, hang on a sec, guys. I'm now just seeing your chat. What the heck? Why isn't it showing up for me? One sec. Oh, that's so weird. My stream chat isn't working on my OBS. I'm sorry, guys. Onyx, I see ya. Robel, I see ya. Supa, I see ya. No Tactics, I see ya. Dude, guys, I'm sorry. I'm sorry. For some reason, the chat isn't showing on my streaming software. I just noticed that over on my screen. Seeing Ben tweet LeBron about VeVe comics is awesome. Yeah, I just saw that. It's cool to see that he's that hands-on right now, that he's commenting under big accounts like that. It's also kind of cool to see LeBron asking a question like that. So, just popping up to say hi. What up? Thank you very much, man. I appreciate the compliment there. No Tactics has a little bit of BioShock vibes. Yeah, I can see that. That's a good game, man. That brings me back. Damn. That was such a good title. I'm trying to remember the mode where you had, like, waves. I used to play that all the time. And if anybody is commenting over on X, guys, for some reason, I'm only seeing YouTube comments as well. I have no idea what's going on. They probably started now, too. Did they? Are they late? Oh, they're late. They're late. That is so weird. I don't know. Wonder if there's a way to reset my chat. That's not what I want to do. All messages are visible. Okay, hopefully I should see everything now. Okay, awesome. this popped up again. Weird.
The New York Comic Con.
All right, there they are. They're live. Let's put this link in real quick here and see if this works. If it doesn't, we're going to pop over to YouTube. Video error, stream, URL. Oh, there we go.
We got an exciting one today, so
Let's go.
Getting to do this one.
Yeah, this is a special one for sure. Outside of our normal live streams, we're gonna break.
Let me know if audio is good in the chat, guys.
Each day we have some special guests.
I'm so happy that worked.
We have some interestingly fascinating, amazingly awesome announcements to give you as well, some previews, and we have some giveaways too. So thanks to our Discord mods right now that are in the chat. And if you read the little ticker down below, you'll
Hey, what's going on, Wes?
give away a couple of comics today from the con, from Mickey's Swaggle
Special comics.
Yeah, they're signed, and we'll bring them up. We'll talk to him as well, and those are going to go. Those are the physicals are going to ship right to you. And of course, so all you got to do is participate in the chat, hang out, let us know what you think your favorite things about the Comic Con were as well, and we'll just get right in.
Is audio okay, guys?
So Corey, first to start off with. Before
Yeah.
we start bringing people up,
Kathy says, yeah.
Just quick experience.
Cool looking screen setup, Wes says. Appreciate that, man. Yeah, I want to do something different than the
It was fantastic for me.
boring old
This was
YouTube,
our
you know?
first one where we're kind of just doing our own thing. We had a huge, beautiful booth. We had the Fig Pen community, you know.
Taffy, it's on VR chat.
through our booth.
Which, by the way, guys, anybody who has VR chat can join me in this space right now and watch this with me.
And then it's like.
So you have that option as well.
So for those. We were in the booth together. We were doing the point of sale system. Aaron and I were, actually selling products.
Could be louder. Okay, one
And
second.
that first day was wild, right? I mean, it was just a loop around, but it was amazing. I had a great time.
Yeah, it was absolutely insane the first day. We'll run everybody through it as well. Talk about.
Here, let me know if that's better.
Let's bring up our co-CEO Ben Rose, which you guys have obviously know, and we'll talk to him right here. Let's bring him up, Ben. How you doing?
Hey, I'm so good, and I'm going to pretend like I'm not jealous about New York. Okay, it's all fine.
You were there in our hearts the whole time. I promise you, Ben.
Amazing. Look, I'm pleased to have you guys back hard at work. That's awesome.
Yeah, no, it's been quite awesome to get back and reconnect with everybody, especially the team back home. So you're back home working hard. Obviously, I know we had David and Dan down there at the booth and all volunteers as well and the staff. How is it for you back home? And like, what were you working on while we were down there doing those two sides of the equation?
Wes says better.
Yeah, look, really cool.
Better? Is it good enough, though?
This is
I can turn it up even more.
So
Let me know.
As we're kind of growing and expanding, that means we're able to, turn up in New York, activate, meet with the fam, meet with licensors, get in, do that. But we're also at the same time building the proposition, building the platform, keeping going. So look, we've been really busy, got some really cool stuff to talk about. And
Let's
also,
go.
Thinking about the community, right? We've got the community who do go to the cons and can go to the cons, and we've got the community who are online and can't get there. So I think what was cool about this time was we were able to kind of be there for both. And we had activations on site, we had drops online, we were able to engage with the community there and here and online. And so really
Taffy, congratulations on the newborn.
Thank all of our content.
That is huge. But yes, that's also understandable. 11 days old. Wow. Congratulations. That's amazing.
In sponsorships where they, covered every
Little louder? Okay.
drops.
One sec.
And, just held it together for all the fam who couldn't come and gave us past information along. So big shout out to all of our content creators back home who, made the experience for everybody here almost as good, almost as being there. I'm not going to say, Ben, you'll be there next time, I'm sure, right?
Correct. Yeah, correct.
Yeah.
Well, I think one of the awesome things with just how many amazing content creators we have, there were so many that were also there in New York. We even had one working with us at booth staff, Mr. Falcon.
Yeah.
So a huge shout out to our booth staff who were just absolutely, I mean, that was a lot to manage. They just did a fantastic job as always. And Mr. Falcon,
we often talk about our community, and for as a newcomer to VeVe, it's all very well to take it for granted, but oh my god, our community is just amazing. Like we just would not be able to activate like we did without this amazing community there, online, offline. So we're so grateful to all of you. Thank you.
Yeah, absolutely amazing. This is our recap right here. I'm going to start bringing up a couple of our guests in just a second right here who have graciously decided to join us today. and to do a little bit of fun and everything like that. But here is, just a little image right there. We'll get to the level 100 rewards. I know we got Mr. MC1 is going to join us shortly to talk about the party and the level 100 rewards and everything else. And of course, we have Swaggle Haas, Mickey, who dropped his comic. He's going to join us, talk about his experience. I'm sure you guys have seen his videos as well, right? So cool. This is the day before. I just wanted to give you guys a little update. We're going to go through it really quickly here. Well, not super quickly, but this is the night before. Now, Corey, maybe we could talk about this, how we went down there. What was it like for you to see how this was being built? Because the team that was building the booth,
Mr. Champ, what's going on, man?
Well, no one knows who they are, but we do. What did you think about how they put it together?
I knew that they were in for a challenge, just comparatively speaking, looking at a lot of our past conventions, the sizes of the booths that we've had.
What am I sliding on?
Had far more features. You see those 2 big video walls. There's another TV screen in the corner. We had a point of sale system. We had a big photo booth. We had multiple displays, a counter. Yeah. And so there was a lot that went into it. There were multiple pallets, and they did a phenomenal job, getting that set up. And they're really communicative, which is so essential whenever you're trying to set these things up, especially the day before. And it's chaos in there.
You think about, we do digital collectibles. How do you bring digital collectibles to life in a physical event? And wow, didn't they deliver?
And those screens were powerful, very powerful.
Once you talk about that X-Men,
I can see that.
Aaron, I think you may have done an inadvertent teaser of an X-Men.
That's why they need to get more reactions to people seeing them in AR.
Shows going on that night, preview shows, and everyone was having a really good time. And we knew, because we were talking with our creators back home that were our community, that they were looking for any kind of tidbits and hints. This is on the Wednesday night, because at New York Comic Con on a Wednesday night, there actually isn't a preview night, whereas the San Diego Comic Con that we went to, the doors did open and there was a big preview night. So a lot of people got that kind of early access pass and they were able to come in through the whole convention. This one, it was just the setup. So we did a little photo where I timed it just right so that, that special drop, which we'll talk about, was just kind of on an angle, so maybe people couldn't see it. We all looked at it, thought it was funny, shared it out with O'Malley's face actually, and then they shared it out, and then they solved it within 5 seconds.
Of course, we've got a passionate community of people who can figure these things out quickly.
Yeah, 100%. So here's day one. I'm gonna bring up Mr. MC1 right now to join us. Bring him up here. Here he is, Sanjay. Mr. MC1, how are you doing?
Doing great. Thanks for having me on the show, guys. It's great to see everybody. Ben, I'm sure you're busy. Corey and Aaron, it's great to see you guys again.
We're less busy, but we're happy to be here.
So I know.
Good to see you,
guys had
bud.
too much fun, man. You guys had too much fun. I know you guys. I saw you guys.
Well, you had a ton of fun as well. And on day one, we had some really great drops. Ben, did you see the coverage that we had with the level 100 rewards? I know you saw that coming. It was amazing. We'll show a photo in just a second, but what was your thoughts about when you saw those moments happening?
Look, I knew it was coming, and I knew how important our level 100s are to us and to the community, and so I was really stoked that we could do something special for them. And David and Dan put a lot of work into planning that out, and so it was great to see that was really well received and that they were into it, which was awesome.
Yeah, absolutely amazing. Just a recap of day one really quickly here for the drops. We had the X-Men logo. That was the surprise. That was great. We had Spidey's Mighty, which, everybody seemed to really love that one as well. And then we had the Amazing Spider-Man Annual #1. That one with the first appearance of the Sinister Six. That one really did amazing as well. We had the official VeVe party that night, which I'll show a photo of in a second. And then we also had Ron English combined. So what he was doing was signing a lot of his artwork and everything like that. And you can see there's originals there. It was so cool to have him at the booth. And he was signing the Area 54 comic that came out the day or so before. So that was brought to the Comic-Con as well. And Corey, I know you met, Ron. He's always
awesome.
Yeah, did you get a chance to talk to him a little bit? I know he was
actually
really busy.
didn't. We were always in different places, so I kind of missed out on that. But I do get to email with him. One really cool thing is you see what David's holding there. That is the logo that was on our shirts. So
that's what I was just about to say. I was wondering who made that. So I guess Ron made it.
Just bring this up right here. Look at this. So this is the shirt that the VeVe staff got. That was done with Ron, and then on the sleeve was the VeVe right here. So I know that there are some, extra shirts somewhere. We'll see what we can do with everybody, right? But Ben, Any thoughts about, you know what people are asking? I won't put you on the spot, but people are asking for this as another VeVe logo.
Oh, MC just ignited a fire. MC just ignited a fire. People are gonna try and get those T-shirts now.
We're going to talk about the logo badges later and the collab with Figpin. Is that, you know, our fam love our brand as well as the brands that we bring onto the platform, and so yeah, look, we're doing a lot of thinking about what more we can do with the VeVe brand to add value to the community. Totally.
Yeah, 100%. And then right here, of course, now this is what I want
Taffy says I would love one of those shirts. Yeah, there you go. There you go.
Here's our first level 100 redemption. This is absolutely amazing.
They are cool shirts.
This
they are.
photo to me seems to capture everything.
Speaking of cool, that is a cool item.
He had his brought out as well, and you can see Dan and Dave, like everyone's just in awe of this whole thing. And then this is the photo. I got MC1 right here. Let's just ask you what you thought.
Such a well thought out gift.
And your moment was incredible. What was that like for you?
Very special. So first of all, let me say a big thank you to the entire VeVe team. David, Dan, Ben, all of you guys. Eagle Eyes, he's been, you know, the point person for a lot of level hundreds. What I would share with you is they read the level hundreds perfectly. You know, they know that it's not about the money, right? It's about recognition. It's about access. It's about something special, and it's about surprise, right? And you achieved all of them. Like, we had no idea what was in those black cases. Nobody had a clue.
Yeah.
And just watching
the car that you pull out at the bottom too is super cool.
Dr. Prophet and I opened one together.
Yeah.
It was incredible, and it was very thoughtful. It was very special to have the team around you there to celebrate. To have some of the other level hundreds around there to celebrate. I think it's the first time we had almost 10 or 11 level hundreds together in one spot, and that was very, very special. So thank you very much. And you know, at the end of the day, it's something super cool. You know, there's physical goods and there's memories, right? And I will tell you that the memories last a lot longer than anything else. And to me personally, I cherish the memory of New York Comic Con 2024, being there, getting this black briefcase, opening it, opening that secret compartment, you know, pulling out the number later. I have, by the way, I have mint number 16, which is the lowest one so far.
Nice.
So,
okay.
All right, guys, not for sale, but you know, I've got the lowest one so far.
There you go. No, that's absolutely amazing for sure, right? Corey, we were there and we were taking all the filming and the camera work and stuff, and of course, a lot of the community was there. You know, and they were sharing all of these moments. Like you said, you know, Mr. Rolex's moment was super cool. Your guys' moment was, everybody's moment was good. What I thought was really important too, and Sanjay, I wanted to ask you about this, is that you guys made sure you were there whenever anybody was going to get that reveal. Yeah. And we had kind of a crowd around.
100% Taffy.
To you?
Well, you know, we all know each other. We're almost like a family now, right? So a lot of us, by the way, there is a level 100 group. And guess who runs it too, right? So, and now we have a logo around it too, so that's cool too.
Yeah, the logo.
So the whole VeVe thing happened.
MC1 is the group guy.
Anyway, so we chat with each other a lot. We've wined and dined together. We've chatted on Spaces together. We've had Zoom calls minus VeVe together too. You know, and this has gone on for almost 2 years now before we hit level 100. So a lot of the big buyers on VeVe are very, very close to each other. We're like family. We know each other's actual families and stuff. We hang out. We like each other for the most part, I would say, you know. So that felt special, you know, that whole having that camaraderie within that group of people. And I will tell you, you know, if I had to sort of put a number on it, if the average of the level hundreds was, let's say, at somewhere around 70 to 75 out of 100 going into this event in terms of sentiment, coming out of it, I would say it's over 90. You know, a lot of us are super excited. A lot of us have been chatting about picking up more pieces. Yeah. A lot of the people who are just shy of it are, you know, realize that, wow, you know, I want to get there. And even if you're not at level 100, you know, what comes next, right? What comes next, right? They're not going to keep feeding the level hundreds, right? I mean, we've got to program everything. You know, we love what we have here. it's going to go down. It's going to trickle down to the next levels of 90 and whatever. And obviously, I don't know much about that, but you guys do. And it's also symbolic, is what I meant.
100% for sure. Now let's we'll talk a little bit more about this, of course. I want to bring up our next guest as well to get him into the conversation to see how he felt about day one and everything.
Swaggle House.
We're gonna have a little segment a little bit later today in the episode where we focus on this comic that dropped. But we have our very own Swaggle Hoss right here. Mickey, how are you doing?
I'm good. Hey guys, good to see you all again. Except maybe not Ben, because you didn't get to go out to New York. But I'm not going to hear.
Maybe not Ben.
Hey.
Yeah. But no, it's great. It's great to be here with you guys today. And man, this last weekend was a lot of fun. So.
Yeah, that's what I wanted to ask you about before we get to your segment with your book and everything on day 4. How was the first day for you? How did you get there? How many days were you there? I know you were you there the whole time, or were you there just a portion of the time?
Yeah, I was there the whole time. Got in probably late Wednesday night, but so I don't know if you guys count Wednesday as the first day. Sometimes people do because that's preview night, and some people are there early. But if we're talking Thursday as being the first day, actually going to your guys' booth was the first thing that I did as soon as I walked through the door. Awesome. Shout out to Carl. We were like, oh, let's go over, to the as soon as I walked in, we came together. I was like, oh, let's go over to the VeVe booth and see everybody there. And sure enough, as soon as I walked there and got there, it was like line around the entire, floor. It was like you guys were swamped. I was like, oh, I'll go say hi to Craig and everybody really quick. And you guys were just super busy. So, shout out to you guys. I mean, you guys had an amazing presence. You already talked about it. The booth was super impressive. Especially because I think I saw your guys' setup. Was it at C2E2 last, or maybe at San Diego?
Doctor, what up, man?
You guys are keep leveling this
Robbie
with the screens and everything. So, a lot of exciting stuff at the booth. And day one was a lot of fun.
Audio sounds good. Appreciate that, man. I'm reading it off my OBS playback screen.
I mean, there's so many things to see. And
I'm not getting my X comments in my OBS chat for some reason, but
Ben, so
sorry if you said anything before. I didn't see it.
About our booth size.
But thanks for stopping by, man.
On Comic-Con right here. Why did we go big on? We were at a nice booth at San Diego, like a nice little booth to kind of get us going from when we used to be with Marvel. But the plan, around having this big, why was New York the big event right here?
So we want to signal that we're growing this space, right? We are going big. We look at collectibles and we just think, wow, we need to make sure that everybody knows about VeVe, everybody knows about digital collecting. Mm-hmm. And so, and by the way, Mickey, we're so stoked to have you on the platform. We're growing in all parts of our business, right? We're growing the publishers on the comics platform. We're growing everywhere. And to do that, you got to be visible, right? So that's why, that's why we invest and put so much effort into times like this to grow the space, but also, it's about recognizing our community. And so the way that we set the booth up was set up deliberately to do both of those things. So we had the big screens so people can see it and what's this all about, and then we had the selfie walls and the places for the signings for our fam to get together. So
nice.
It's about go big or go home, right?
That's awesome.
Exactly, for sure.
A question I had, can I ask one real quick for Mickey?
Yeah.
It's day one or it's Wednesday. You've got your very first comic coming. Like, what's that feel like? You're going into the biggest comic event in the world. Your very first comic. Like, what's going through your mind?
Honestly, it's surreal. Like, it's.
Oh, what a time to cut out.
The excitement.
What a time to drop.
It's too much.
We'll wait till he gets back.
Yeah. Oh, there he is. He's back. Okay. There we go.
Oh, that's funny.
You're back.
That's funny.
Too excited.
Oh, no, wait. I can't hear you guys. Hold on a second.
Yeah. Too excited.
It's not a live stream without
there?
one of these.
Do you guys hear me?
Yes, we hear you, Mickey.
Okay, I can't hear you guys. I don't know why, but I'll continue to answer the question. Sorry, I'm on my phone right now, coming back from New York, haven't got my computer set up ready or reset. But I mean, coming into New York, I mean, it was emotional. Like it's overwhelming in a lot of ways. Like you're coming in. I'm a big fan of comic books. Have my own YouTube channel, and here I am writing a comic book, and this is like you said, it's like this is the pinnacle. This is like the World Series of, you know, where you go to bring your comic books and your fandom and your pop culture stuff. So it was truly a great experience. Just taking it all in. And now it's a really cool experience too, which, you know, we'll talk about it, I think, later on. But as people actually have picked up the comic book, to hear feedback, you know, because I've just been so worried about getting the book done and having it, you know, get on the platform and making sure that, okay, are the page orders correct and all this stuff that's like has nothing to do with the creative. And now as people have it in hand and they're actually getting to read it, like actually getting to hear that the feedback has been a lot of fun as well. So yeah, it was a wonderful experience. And like Sanjay was saying, like it's the memories are irreplaceable in that way.
Yeah, that is awesome. That is awesome right here. Let's bring up the party that we had on day one at night. Okay, so we'll talk about your party on day two coming up right here. NC1.
Someone drop something in the chat so Robbie's comment goes above the white line on my computer so I can actually read it.
Corey, I'm going to hit you up with that, and I'm going to ask you.
Robbie, I see that you commented, dude, but I can't see that.
Back to the whole thing. There we go. What was your impression of the party? Did you have fun? I mean, I kind of know the answer.
You know me, I'm such a curmudgeon whenever it comes to. I like to go.
What platform is VR chat on?
Talk to people.
It's on PC, Steam.
Like this is a vibe. It's loud. It's bombastic. It's exciting, and it's just a huge amount of fun. I think the only downside, if there was one for me, was I needed to go home to edit video, you know, so I left a little bit early. But while I was there, it was amazing. Roth Ryan, Metaverse Life, had his Collectors at Heart premiere up on the big screen. He was also filming a music video for that at the same time. So it was like you were getting to experience the premiere, but you're also experiencing the filming of a music video of the premiere. And so there was a lot of facets, and there's just a lot of amazing people there. That's the best part of these parties, is just getting to connect with all of the people that you chat with all the time online, you know?
Yeah, after we worked so hard, it's nice to kind of let loose and have a great party. And I know the planning behind it, Ben, was pretty significant. I mean, at this new location, we had the different levels, you know. Of course, we did the tickets and we did the wristbands, we did everything like that, the performers, the presenting. About how long you know, did you start to plan, did we all start to plan this? I know it was going on for a couple of months for sure. And if we started planning next year?
So the first question, I take zero credit. The team have been working on this for a lot longer before the new guy turned up.
Yeah, I have a headset on. Oh, is the feedback coming through?
Years worth of work for these events.
Oh, one sec.
You know, across all of the stuff we do on site, off.
I'll put my mic further away.
So huge amount of work, and the answer to the second question is absolutely yes. So the New York Comic Con guys are very smart. They come around right when you're in the middle of having an awesome time and when you're swamped and say, hey, what are you thinking about next year? So
because I have the volume turned up on my PC, so
yeah, for sure. MC1, you were there.
Hopefully that fixed it.
It was an
you have a good time.
Event. Yeah, I had an excellent time. I had some family. I have 6 gold logos, so I brought some family in, brought some artists in as well with me, and that was incredible. The part about this, the VeVe party on Thursday that was most special was, it's great to see a lot of new people come in, and just having an event that's that wide open and easy and more accessible is really very important for a company like VeVe that's growing its presence. There's a lot of people who can get in at a lower price point and or just get invited as guests. And they come in and they get to experience this imagery, right? And VeVe's really gotten out developing a reputation for this imagery that's light and sound and characters. And it's just beautiful, it's spectacular. And
is that feedback still coming through, Taffy?
You suddenly kind of start meeting a lot of people. There's something about throwing a party on the first day of Comic-Con.
I didn't even think about that.
VeVe has got that right too. The first day of Comic-Con, you've got peak interest, peak attention, a lot of money left in people's wallets.
Day one.
And you're building this sort of visual imagery, and it's in people's brain. VeVe, yes, that's what I want to do this weekend. And I think anybody who experiences these wants to come back again. I mean, if you ever ran a survey on it, you probably get a a 9 or a 10 for the party, and the answer of yes, I want to come.
Oh, a VR headset on.
Yeah, for sure. Mickey, did you have a chance to attend this one?
Here I am thinking that the mic's too close, and you're hearing the feedback from what's coming from my headset. No, I'm not wearing a VR headset. No, I'm just on desktop. But I am thinking of ordering the new MetaQuest.
And yeah, it's like you guys already said. It's at the end of the day, it's all about community. I think that's one of the things with comics, that it's it's kind of this niche passion that we're all into, and you don't have too many people in your personal lives that love comics and stuff.
If I was wearing a VR headset, my head would be bobbing all over the place.
Yeah, that's a really good point for sure. I mean, we have lots of family and friends, but not every one of them that we love is interested in all the same stuff that we are. But having everybody there who's like a common interest is absolutely amazing, right? Let's get
not yet.
Oh, go ahead, Ben.
Not everyone's interested in it yet. That's our job, right?
Yeah. Well, my family, they're all in it now. I mean,
Okay, good. Hold on. Excellent.
Now let's get to day 2 really quick as we go through. So we had the Addiction #3 comic. That was amazing as well. Come out. We had Ron English's Big Bot.
Love that art cover. Shout out to Mondo.
Super cute.
Yeah, we had the Spider-Mobile, which is like pretty much the first interactive, Marvel Mighty, which is really great. We had the Gold and Silver Party, which, Sanjay, I'm going to touch on that with you, get you to talk about that in a second. Ron English was also at the booth again, for sure. And more Level 100 redemptions happened that day. So it was another crazy day, of course, with the Fig pin and, of course, with our hearts and our KFC pins. Those were ongoing every day, and those were just generating a ton of interest. This was on the Friday, right? So just to start us off right here, I wanted to also mention too that Corey did an amazing job. I want to ask you about
this was awesome to see.
How you felt about the TikTok shop, what that was all about on the Friday, and what did you actually get up to there?
It was like 7,000, 8,000 live viewers.
This was our very first TikTok shop sort of live activation that we did with TikTok. And it was wild. You can kind of see this pictures through glass right here.
Yeah.
The frame of this building, the front 2 corners were glass, and it was a walkway, like a primary walkway. So there's just hundreds of people peering through the glass, like dancing in front of us, basically distracting us while we were doing the shopping event, which was a lot of fun. We were selling the Deadpool.
That's what TikTok fans would do.
More than selling a comic, we were really selling the idea of what we do.
Dancing, of course.
Digital collecting, that's community. Sort of shared the experiences that I've had as a collector and also as an employee here. It was an hour long. My co-host there, Tyler, was just absolutely amazing, asked some really great questions, and thousands and thousands upon thousands of people tuned in for that. So it was just a really great way and a fun environment for us to share what we do here.
Hey, Corey, you did an awesome job on that. Shout out to you, because this was, I just want to say to everyone watching, this was new. This was the first time, and Corey said, yep, I'll put my hand up. I'll do that. He did a great job. And
Let's go.
This is not easy, right? To put yourself out there.
Love that.
Such a big audience and live and a new platform. And so, yeah, he did a great job. So well done, Corey. Fantastic. We're so proud of you.
Yeah, for sure. And then we, of course, this is happening. This is just one photo on but this is happening all weekend long. David and Dan signing comics. You can see that ASM 252 that we had just a few copies remaining from, when we were from San Diego Comic-Con, and D23. This one on Friday ended up being sold out on Friday. And I believe also that the KFC pins ended up selling out on the Friday as well. So this was a big day in regards to, people coming in and getting.
Robbie says working on a way to download Windows
all day long
on my Mac.
So,
hell yeah, dude. If you can figure that out, that would be awesome.
Already set up. Because I know you were at the previous conventions too, right?
I was in San Diego. I got a lot of stuff signed in San Diego.
Yeah.
I did get a few things signed, but more in Artist Alley. But yeah.
And one of the really cool things about this signing specifically, one of the reasons we had so many signings, is that we were doing a partnership with CGC, where people came to the booth, they bought some comics, CGC Witness would come. They would witness the signatures, and then people could go with that bundle or with that CGC Witness back to the booth, to the CGC booth, and they could get this. Let's see if I can get it without a glare on it.
Yeah, let me bring it up right here.
Do you have a picture of it? That'd be even better.
I do, yeah. Okay. Actually, coming up, we have one of the
rotation.
Yeah.
But there's only 300 of these pens. And so people were all about getting those pins too as another sort of limited edition kind of thing. But it was cool. You know, we pretty much always had a red shirt witness CGC person at our booth.
I didn't actually know about that pin. I haven't seen anyone post that pin on social media. Is that just me?
Nonstop. Yeah.
He was there that day.
I thought that was just the icon that CGC was giving people.
A couple of our
for grading.
Community members had gone over there and grabbed a witness and pulled them like to play.
Well, that's cool.
How about yourself, Mickey? Did you go around and did you get any autographs?
Maybe I'm just blind and people have been posting it, but I have not.
Even outside of VeVe?
I didn't pick up on that.
I did. Well, I had to get my Evermind stuff signed by Sean because he was there and all that. So I myself participated in that way. I did want to get Chris Claremont, but his line was super long all day, so I didn't get to take the time. But yeah, there were a few artists that
Corey's got it all.
New York has the biggest artist alley of all the comic. Like if you're somebody who's like a fan of getting your comic signed or remarks and stuff, I think New York is the place to be because well, one, I think it has a history of Marvel and DC being centralized in New York, and then two, you get a lot of the European artists who are willing to make that flight versus like San Diego, which is quite a bit longer. So this is really the place for that. So yeah, I got a few, but didn't get everything I wanted.
We'll see them on your back wall soon.
Here's the best signature I got. It's from an up and coming creator in the space. I heard they had a comic on VeVe that a lot of people like. I really appreciate that, by the way.
I got it right here. If you guys have, I'm cropped a bit, but it's right there.
Well, congratulations on your comic, Mickey. It's amazing to see the success that you've had.
Look at that, building relationships with licensors, ladies and gents.
As well, so I just can't wait to read it. By the way.
Thank you. Yeah, what's funny about signing is I told you guys the story at the booth, but I had to teach myself how to sign Swaggle-Haas because it's just not something I'm used to. It's like I know how to sign my name. But I was like, I better come up with a signature. So I don't know if I'm sold on it yet. I've done one, and I'm like, okay, but maybe I can do a better job in the future. So hopefully,
you'll have your early year signatures, later year signatures, and the earlier signatures they'll be worth more, right?
Yeah, I was going to say you've just created a whole new rarity.
Right. That's actually something that people say, like Stan Lee, early on in his day used to spend a little more time signing his name. Yeah. So people like the early Stan Lees because there's a little more fidelity in them.
Oh, nice. And Ben, so we noticed this is one thing I wanted to bring up. So our good friend of Millie, friend of VeVe, and does great spaces. Of course, he had a bunch of T-shirts. This is why I wanted to bring this up, right? Because throughout the entire time we had all the guests coming, everybody had their shirts, and I know you got one on your wall back there.
That's so cool.
Yeah, I love it. It's beautiful. Yeah. Who doesn't love a great bit of comic art? And it also shaves off a few pixels, so I was very grateful for that. So thanks to Millie for that.
Oh yeah, the superhero outfit. Yeah.
Ben should check out the GCU
one day as well. Right now, let's move on. This is of course. Day 2 in the evening, and this is one thing I wanted to bring MC1 up here for.
MC's party.
Just from my perspective, from the team, really wanted to thank you for all of your efforts throughout all the years. This year in particular as well, with your gold and silver party that you've hosted, set up, collabed with us, collabed with everybody else, with artists and everything. I wanted to bring you up here just so you can talk about it. Talk about what it might have meant to you, some of the special moments, and just share your kind of thoughts about your whole thing and why do you do this? That's the big thing. Why? It's so amazing. What gives you energy to do it?
Let me share 2-3 thoughts with you here. The first one is these events are really intended to be a thank you to the VeVe team and to the artists. I really love being on VeVe, engaging with VeVe. You guys have created something truly engaging, and you work throughout the year to create this experience. Despite what you hear on X, you guys are working super hard, and I get to see how hard you guys are working as well. There's a thank you to the team. It's a thank you to the artists. I really, really, really appreciate how far the artists go, and there's so much love and generosity from these artists as well. So, when I started it, there was 3-4 VeVe people and 2-3 artists to thank, and there was about 70-80 of us in my first party. now I'm on to my fifth party, and I don't see them as community members. I see people as family. And to me, that's a family. We come together, we celebrate, we have a really good time. A lot of the people that come out are some of the same people. I don't want to tell you names, but it's all the same people who come out for the most part. And each year, we add maybe 10, 15 more. We add them on to this event, and everyone who comes out wants to keep coming back. Just on the side of the VeVe Gold and Silver logo holder. So that's a family we're building, and the engagement level is very high. The support level in that group is very high, and they all are aligned with that common purpose and passion of saying thank you to VeVe and the artists. The second part of it is no, thank you. And the second part of this is for the artists. I genuinely want to bring in more and more artists into this ecosystem. And so every year, like the first year we had only Ron there, then we had Mamad and Jason Naylor and Simone, and these people came. Then they brought their friends. So Tehani Farr brought in Sozo Micah brought in Sway and Ariel Diaz, a lot of other people, David, and a bunch of other people. And then Carl Choi said, hey, I'll come out, and he brought some artists along. So that's kind of how that has grown. And then I also like to invite a lot of people that are sponsors.
Shout out to Emoji.
VCs that I work with.
Emoji.
Founders. So I'm a mentor at Harvard's Innovation Lab, so I get to work with a lot of early stage companies. So some of these guys are, kind of developed a little bit. They all sponsor prizes and stuff. And then it's about music, right? So this year, up until now, I didn't really have music. So every year, I want to take it up one notch. So this year, shout out to Emoji, Dr. Strange, Cold Chillin', and Dr. Stuff and Crypto Rain. These guys brought the music. That was amazing, next level. I don't know if you guys noticed, but there was a few models floating around. There were a few designers floating around, fashion designers floating around as well.
David probably noticed.
But for next year, the goal is, if VeVeverse is ready, we'll have fashion. So I want to have, my vision is I want to have a fashion show, a runway, and bring in some models. And it's tied to both, or it'll be tied to physical fashion and digital fashion. And it's truly to make this whole sort of space come alive and expand our network.
That sounds really, really cool.
Well. But anyway, that's that, and there's always things I can do better. I want to shout out both Sparky and Eva, who helped to kind of bring people in, and Emoji, who helped set up the music and stuff. But and then to everybody that generously gave gifts, everybody. I mean, just like so many people. I said, my vision for this year is I just want to keep giving away stuff. Every 5 minutes, I want a bowl with a bunch of names, and every 5-10 minutes, I want somebody to win. Every 5 minutes, somebody's got to win something. Jason Naylor painted live, and then he gifted stuff. All the VCs kind of brought some stuff to give away as well. VeVe, big thank you to you guys. You gave away 10 kind of things. Big thank you to Carl, who brought a bunch of stuff too. Big thank you to Figpin guys. They're new. I chatted with them. They came out. We didn't have time to give away this stuff, so I'm going to give it away on the YouTube channels. Nice. But yeah, so thank you everybody for your generosity as well.
That Figpin partnership is such a cool partnership.
But overall, it's something that I love doing, and here we are 3 years later, my fifth party, and we're going to keep it going.
That's amazing. And we just thank you from the whole team. And I know, Ben, we've had lots of conversations, myself, you and Corey and the marketing team and the whole team, just around the importance of these community events. What do they mean to you, just by bringing everybody together? When somebody like Sanjay, comes out, puts a party together like that, or an event, I would say, not even just a party. What does that mean to you, and how important is that for building our whole thing that we're trying to do here?
So community comes together in a whole load of ways, right? It comes together online, it comes together offline, and when you have a real community, it's one that is driven by grassroots. And so I'm really proud to say, we are just part of this community.
Driven by grassroots. Don't just breeze past that. What a line.
The community. So people like Mr. MC1 doing their thing. We've got others on Discord, on X, who we've got people who get together on a regular basis. We've got people in the community. I was speaking to Sean from Comics and Crypto the other day. He went to a wedding in the UK that he wouldn't have gone to had it not been for his VeVe fam. So we're really, really proud of the community. Events are a big part of that. So events in person like this, but also events offline. The spaces that happen every week, the watch parties, the lives. So we're really grateful.
The watch parties.
And Mr. MC1, thank you to you, not just for the stuff that people see, but thank you for the stuff that people don't see. The suggestions and the ideas and the support that you offer behind the scenes. And we get that from lots of members of the community. People might have seen today, O'Milly saw LeBron James tweeting about getting into comics and quickly make sure he tagged us. Our family.
Oh, that was because of O'Milly.
We're really grateful for that.
Shout out to him, man.
Yeah, it's absolutely amazing for sure. Let's move on to day 3 right here. This is absolutely incredible. It was a great day. This is Saturday. We had the Weapon X drop, one of the most amazing collectibles I think we've ever had. We had the Bobo drop, which just killed it. Everybody went after that. And, of course, Evermind 2. That was great. And we had the Akomi party. And Sean Chen came by the booth and did the signings, which was great. I know you were there, Mickey, as well. As you mentioned just a little bit earlier, you were getting it signed right here. So great to have him. And he was such a gentleman and such an amazing talent. And what are your thoughts, Mickey, about working with them, especially on your release as well, but also just, there you are in the background. Look, there you are. There's you and Corey.
Oh, yeah.
What up, Sven?
Maybe share some of your thoughts about what it's like to know them and work with them.
Yeah, I'm
Gotta sleep. Have a good rest of your night.
Sean and Carl and this project and getting it out there. It's like I've been able to work with Carl behind the scenes with 24/7, doing a lot of creative direction work for the company as well as Evermind. So I've been able to kind of see this comic take its form, and from where it started, from just like images of Bobo to like becoming an actual world and building it out, and seeing Sean and Daniel Wu put in all the effort, and then making its way onto VeVe and having the whole thing come together here at New York Comic Con. So I'm just happy for them, and it's cool to see it, and it's in its iterative process. And I think it's funny how the Bobo, one of the things when Sean first drew it, I don't know, quick story of how Carl and Sean, came up with this idea. So it was one of Sean's original images. He just had this idea for, Bobo and Brittany, and he just did a sketch of these two characters. And just the sketch alone was enough to sort of spawn this idea of what, who these characters are and what the world would be, and what's the story around that. So it kind of makes sense to me that I think, seeing the Bobo character and people just having, a draw to it and wanting to pick up the model.
I love that.
Yeah, it's cool. It's like, there was something about the character design that, was relatable or fun. And I kind of get why that one did really well on its drop. So just happy for Sean.
First appearance of Donkey Kong.
The series continues to go.
Hey, I want to say the Bobo drop was a low point for me personally. I was so determined to get one. I was ready, and then I got distracted and I missed out, and they were gone. So really pleased from a company point of view to see how well that did, but from a personal point of view, gutted.
He needs the auto buy.
Yeah.
If you have to wake up at 4 a.m., that's I'm sure that feature is gonna hit top of the list now with having to wake up at 4 a.m. to go for.
Hey, listen, I was having that conversation. I'm gonna be ready at 4 a.m. for Elmo, but we've had that conversation.
That's right. Elmo's coming up.
Can I make a point, big picture as well? Here, VeVe had obviously started the comic relationship with Marvel. Big picture, you guys have now opened it up to a range of different types of comic, independent comic producers and artists and stuff. It's the start of something very special. It's like you can work with the big companies and you can do all the cool things, but this by itself is so special. You're creating a niche, and Swagger House, the Addiction guys, all of them are Evermind. These are all comics that are very early sort of entrance into a new, I should say from a VeVe standpoint, like a new category that you guys have created. I almost see it as a different category than, we put all comics in one category on VeVe, but to me, I see them as two separate things, and this one's very special. It's very special. It gives a lot of hope to people to start their own businesses, Kickstarters, get the money, bring out their passion, and you guys can enable it. So shout out to VeVe for doing something like this, and obviously Swaggle House, you guys for kind of jumping on this early. You know,
that is also right there why I think people are underestimating the VeVeverse, because everything that he just said is applicable to the VeVeverse, which has been being worked on all along as well, right? So
and of course we had
business opportunities in there, and
David, how he gave
everything he just said.
Update. And at the very end of that video, you know, we were talking about the curator tool. And then, of course, you had a chance to sit with Dan on this particular day. And there's the video right here you can see that's up on our X page and also on our YouTube channel. If you guys haven't seen it, go check it out there. Can you talk a little bit more about that, Corey, and just what you and Dan were getting into?
Yeah, for sure. And it kind of ties into what Sanjay was just talking about there. And it's sort of the spirit of our founders, like our appreciation for independent art, for creators, for people that make things and getting that work in front of a huge audience. If you look at David's collection, if you ever watch any of his videos, there's a lot of stuff that you may not know until you Google it, and that's because he has a huge appreciation for art, no matter where it comes from. Yeah. And the curator tool for us, once that does release and becomes publicly available, is our way of getting independent comic creators a great audience. It's a great way. There's a lot of, and Mickey could probably talk about this a lot more, coming from more of a physical background, but there's a lot of barriers to entry if you're trying to write a book, write a comic, literally do anything in the arts. And a lot of times you lose a lot of the power you have as a creator whenever you sort of give away the keys to your kingdom just to get a platform. And what the curator tool is going to allow comic creators to do is quickly get their work in front of as many people as possible, a very hungry audience of people who love digital collecting and they love reading. And it allows them to maintain power over that as well. And it's also probably, this is probably more of a bin thing, but I imagine there's probably going to be some collectible opportunities. If a comic does really well, guess what? You're on a platform that also does digital collectibles. There's going to be a lot of amazing things that I think are going to come from the curator tool once it's released officially.
If you guys haven't watched our latest episode, check it out.
A little bit about that. I know you got asked that specific question. I think like this morning.
We talk about this curator tool a little bit more in depth.
Like this curator tool. Sorry. You know, what about collectibles? And
Ben actually shared it. So
back to just what this could mean for the platform.
Yeah. So back when David and Dan had the idea of VeVe, before it was even a thing, their vision was always for this to be an ecosystem and for this to be a place where the world can collect and the world can engage with whatever they happen to be into. And you know, that's easier said than done, but you know, we're on our way, right? So we went from that kind of idea to an app, now to an ecosystem, and that's where we're building an ecosystem. So we really want to see more publishers coming on board, big, small, independent. We want to see more IPs coming on board.
Love seeing this.
The fact is,
hearing this.
You know, everyone's into something, right? But not everyone's into the same stuff. So that's why we keep on building, we keep on working with, you know, new partners to bring them into the space. And so this is absolutely just the beginning of that.
Yeah, for sure. Mickey, I wanted to ask you as well, because Corey just kind of touched on it there. What was your first reaction to seeing that announcement with us?
Oh, I think it's massive. I think it's so huge. Like, it just obviously gives a lot of, like you said, independent creators the opportunity to have their work seen, you know, by like audiences that, you know, may love it, but would just never be able to kind of, you know, cut through the noise and discover them. So I think one, having that opportunity is big. And then two, I think on the flip side of it, which is, you know, one of the things I've always just loved about VeVe ever since it came out is, you know, I think digital comics have always, you know, they've been around, they've been trying to do different things and work, and to some varying levels of success, but hasn't really quite ever caught on in the way that it feels like it should. And my speculation to that is, like, I think there's two reasons. I think,
hey Taffy, thank you. Yeah, let me know what you think of it.
Collectability, which I think is inherent in the collectible space, which, you know, VeVe kind of provides that opportunity to do that. And then two, digital comics sort of lacked community, which again, I think VeVe does that. So I think, you know, if you have independent creators coming into the space and you have this world where there is that opportunity for collectability and there is that opportunity for community, I think that's, you know, two pieces that have been missing in the digital comic space that VeVe has been able to solve for. So I'm really, really excited for that tool to come out, or that part of the company to come out and see where it leads, because I think that can be something that's really a big benefit for all the artists and creators out there.
Definitely. Look at this right here. This is getting on. Thanks for that. This is getting on to just what you were showing before there, Corey. You can see there's David holding the pin from CTC. There's a witness, one of many that came. Really nice guy too. That guy was super cool. He was just like watching, sign comics. So you can see that little pin right there. I wonder how many people got their hands on that.
At least 300, because that's how many there were, right?
No, less than that. I got a few, so it's less than.
Okay, less than 300.
Okay, we know. No, just moving on right here. There's so much to talk about, but that night on day 3, the Akomi party happened right here, and you can see just right here. I mean, you guys can see this, right? Look at the rooftop. Is that Monarch? Look at the rooftop celebration right there. This was less formal, more fun, and I really found that this party was. I mean, look at the view with the.
Oh, this was the Akomi party. I was under the impression this was MC1's party.
And putting it together and
working
with Akomi to.
Oh, he did. Okay.
Another one going on another night.
Yeah.
Okay.
Not thanking anyone. This party we're having fun. So it's the start of a new tradition. I'm very happy to be the guy who's initiated.
Yeah, that looked like loads of fun.
Digital stuff with digital coin. You know what I mean, with crypto. Yeah. So I without overly branding it crypto or any such thing, we want to celebrate Stacker and Omi, right? So I did not have the heart to kind of make this an Akomi SR logo event or whatever. I just want to keep it open, man. At least for a couple of years, we're going to keep it super open. It's going to be an Akomi event. People come, and you want your coin to go to the moon. Well, you got to see the moon, right? So that's why it's on the rooftop, man.
Oh, jeez.
But it was great.
Well done. Nicely said.
Yeah, and it's very casual. There's not that much planning other than there's 5 or 6 of us that will call the same, will raid a bar. It's like you do Twitter raids, right? This is the boomer raid. The boomers basically call a bar. We all got tables. Well, I'm not a boomer though, but anyway. So we get tables and just invite a bunch of people, and it's obviously we don't just kind of openly put it on some website or something like that. So it's still people who like Omi, tied to Omi and Stacker, come together, and it's one where everybody can come in. Obviously, the event that was on Friday is VeVe Gold and Silver logo holder. It's very hard to get into that event, and we intentionally keep it that way too, right? We want to increase the value, the prestige of that event. It's not easy to get into, and as the years go on, it's that Friday party is going to be very, very hard to get into, and the Saturday party is the more open, easy, casual. Let's have all, so we're not worried about anybody else. Each one, take care of yourself. You know what I mean? But it was fun. Yeah.
No, that's really great. Thanks for touching on that one for sure. Now let's get on to day 4. This is Mickey's big day. This is what we've been waiting for right here. Of course, we had your Sanity comic #1 come out for sure. You did a special thing I want to mention as well, like in just a second. We had the Assassin's Creed Cassandra drop come out as well. That's a beautiful collectible with, of course, the component of basically the backdrop, or what was that called, Corey? It's like the it's like a diorama,
Well, if you're from New Zealand, they call it a plinth, but it's basically a pedestal, like a backdrop.
I mean, we'll let you off that one, but it's
right.
Yeah, people are already doing some fun stuff with that. It's amazing. And
what a point to make. That was funny.
Marvel, the Marvel Reds come out. That one, I mean, I had no chance of getting it. I mean, with inside the convention, the internet's not always that great, and I've only landed one of those anyway. But we'll see. We'll see what happens with those. People are speculating a lot. It's a lot of fun, and that one sold out really quickly right here. Now back home, Ben, did you manage to get one of these, the Red Storms? Because in the convention, no chance. I think maybe one person got it.
Absolutely zero chance. Zero. And I'm very happy to say that. Very happy.
Did anyone land a Red Storm? How'd you guys do?
Right here. This is what we've been waiting for you. This was your day. In a lot of ways right here. Here you are. So I know we've touched on it briefly here, and just so everybody knows, we have 2 of your comics that you signed specifically to give to the VeVe fam. When we came back home, we have 2 of them for people here today. So if you're in the chat and you've been interacting, and we can see that we have our mods in there. Thank you so much, our mods, for being in there and helping out. They're going to just randomly pick 2 winners. We're going to ship them off to you. And we got the whole, you can't see it right here, but what are you holding right there? Just first, before you talk about the experience, what's in the package?
Yeah, so that's of course, issue number 1. That's the common cover, or the A cover, and then some little goodies inside there as well. Got a couple trading cards. If you guys are familiar with the classic, Marvel Series 1 universe
Cool.
cards from back in the day, have 2 of my characters that I make trading cards for, and then there's a little poster in there that's kind of like a within the world. There's like one of the main characters. She's an actress and she's acting in a film, and this is kind of the fictitious movie poster. That's kind of like an homage to the Universal monster posters, if you guys are familiar, like the creature of the from the Black Lagoon, or the Frankenstein posters from back in the day.
Yeah, down here you can see it over here.
I was going to say.
Right beneath the, that's amazing. So I wanted to thank you because it was my daughter's birthday that day, and you signed a copy for her, and she received it on Tuesday when I got back, and she was super stoked. It's already on her wall.
That's great.
Are any of these still available digitally, out of curiosity? Do you know?
Yeah, they are actually.
Do you want to do a quick elevator pitch for this then, Mickey?
Are there any of those available physically as well?
Yeah, the physical comics.
Yeah, I can talk about it for sure. I mean, so it's called Sanity. It's a kind of a classic noir Lovecraftian pulp adventure. So on my YouTube channel with Swaggle Haas, we spend a lot of time talking about vintage comic books and things from the golden age. And if you guys are familiar with DC comic books, well, DC stands for Detective Comics. So when I wanted to write a comic book, I wanted to kind of take it back to sort of that classic time period, and do something within that space. So this is takes place in the 1930s. It's about Robert Grant as a private investigator who gets hired by this Hollywood actress, famous socialite, Catherine Dumas, when her brother goes mysteriously missing. So she comes in and hires this private investigator, and he takes up the case and decides to kind of figure out what's going on. And as he dives deeper and deeper, sort of unveils kind of occulty, strange things lurking in the shadows. And then we kind of go on our adventure. So that's sort of the issue number 1. And
how many tabs they have open?
Classic, pulp detective noir style. So we have a few different covers here. The cover A is done by my interior artist Santiago, and then cover B, which is the uncommon. This one's done by Sean Chen, who did Evermind. The next one is done by artist name is Pascal Campion. Amazing work. He does a lot of stuff for the New Yorker, so it kind of has like his own very unique style. And then the last 2
that's cool.
Are done by Lucas Kettner, and these are homages to that specific time period. Like if you guys are familiar with Tales from the Crypt, they always used to have this style of EC titles where you see the little bubble right there and the trade dress, and so it's a little bit of a vintage throwback.
I have all 5 covers digitally, and now I'm hunting for them, the physical covers. I had to leave on Sunday, but thank you very much. They look amazing.
No, thank you. Yeah, we'll have to get you some physical ones. Well, I'll have Carl, figure out a way to get it to you.
Now, this comic is still available in our shop, but I wanted to talk with you specifically about a video that you made, when you were going around the convention that has got a lot of attention in our VeVe community. And just your perspective on, just the sales of the comics. I know we were sitting there together. You were there signing, which this was a really great thing. I've kind of told the story a little bit. I don't know if you were in the crowd when we were doing it, but I was talking about how for me personally, and I know for us who were working at the booth with you, when you were there, how it was really cool to watch, like you go through that kind of experience of people lining up to get autographs and have you sign your comic as it drops on the platform for the first time. And then obviously, you're yourself not fully sure how it would do or how the reaction would be just naturally as a person, and having, the amount that, the community sold in the first few minutes. I wanted to ask you about that experience in that video you made that's getting a lot of play. People are talking about it when you're walking around. Maybe touch on that.
Yeah, no, I mean, it's
like 1,000 that sold in the first few minutes, right?
Earlier, where we're talking about, just the opportunity to have the audience, discover this type of stuff. This project started mostly through my YouTube channel, and I did a little Kickstarter to kind of put the team together to, draw the comic, letter, color, do the whole thing, and you know, we had tremendous support on that Kickstarter. But as far as numbers are concerned, with the people who picked it up, you know, on the VeVe drop, I mean, it dwarfs, you know, that of which, you know, the people who would back my Kickstarter. So it just really goes to show, I mean, how much more of a reach and a global audience, you know, something like VeVe can bring into a project like this, especially as, you know, someone who's a newer creator, you know, who's still, you know, building their audience and trying to get in people's hands. So, you know, it was an observation, but also just something that is, you know, very true, that I mentioned in my video where I was just doing a little recap of New York, where it's like, I mean, look at how far it can reach, you know, in just a short amount of time, which is incredible.
The power of digital.
And your channel, just because, you know, we mentioned it, if people don't know your channel, what it's just on YouTube here, right? How long have you had your channel for, your YouTube channel? And what do you cover mostly, just so people know?
Sure, yeah, my channel is Swaggle Haas. I started it during COVID, you know, when I had
He started during COVID.
Outside work going on, and so I was already, you know, knee deep in collectibles. So I just started my YouTube channel to kind of talk about mostly physical comic books.
Oh, I thought this guy's had skin in the game for a long time.
So I talk a lot about vintage sales and things of that nature. But from time to time, you know, I'll cover stories that touch on other things. So I've done a few videos about VeVe when there's big stuff, like when VeVe Comics was announced officially. Like I talked about that. I talked about other instances, you know, that have occurred. I'll probably talk about the new kind of creator aspect that you guys released, because I think that that's sort of bigger comic news that, you know, people who may not be knee deep in VeVe might like to know about. Hey, here's some interesting stuff that goes on. So I try to cover like comic news events that with a collecting slant.
Nice. Yeah,
cool.
That's great. Well, congratulations on that. I know we're super supportive of you. Do you have plans for issue 2?
Oh yeah. Oh, issue 2 and 3 are done. So
nice.
Oh wow.
Those will be those are ready to go, and you know, I mean, hopefully, you know, if people are interested in checking them out, they'll definitely go on VeVe as well, and you know, we'll have to talk about them when they roll around, but they are done and ready to go.
That's fantastic.
Let's go.
And movies.
Movies.
I mean, that's the dream. You know, that's the dream all the way. It's like, certainly trying to build a world, trying to build an IP, and you know, something that can, cross over into other mediums for sure.
Well, Ben, I wanted to ask you, because, you know, this is amazing, right? Like, I really, as someone who's grown up with comic books, to see this kind of thing happen, you know,
look at the whale.
Had it happen a few times, you know, with Evermind, and, you know, of course, and I know we'll have more of it. But how important is that, you know, that we're not, that we're expanding out to do things with, like, you know, people like Mickey who have like great stories to tell, and artists that, you know, we may not have seen. And of course, we did announce a couple of other publishers, you know, just before the Comic-Con as well. So how important is that for VeVe, you know, as a company to kind of start branching out that way?
So super important. The way that VeVe grows and the way that digital collectibles grow is through partnerships. And so, you know, we are one participant in this whole world, but with partnerships like Mickey, like our friends at Disney and Marvel, friends at Stacker, all over the place. All of these partnerships that, you know, we've been working really hard with amazing partners. That's how we grow. So super important, and you will see, you know, really accelerating, and more of those.
For sure. Now let's move on a little bit right here. So thanks.
Simple and sweet.
That was really cool.
We're hitting our 1 hour mark, Aaron. We have a
I
really
know.
important announcement we need to get to.
Really important. Let's go.
Right here, but first, Corey, it's back to you again, because on day 4 we did the eBay live show with you as well. Now you had the TikTok one, and that was, what was this?
Is that the same guy?
This happened, you know, on that big stage. If you didn't see it, you can see side of the Grand. I mean, the TikTok that photo was closed up, but it was pretty big as well. But what was it like for you on this stage here? And what were you doing up there?
When Corey says co-host, is this guy working for VeVe? The other guy in the black shirt?
Because it closed out.
Because that was the same guy behind the TikTok booth.
eBay activation of the convention, and so we kind of got a chat. And I'm again there with Tyler, who I also co-hosted with me for the TikTok.
Yeah.
When we were selling ASM 59, that Frank Miller bundle that we had going.
Oh, so Tyler works for VeVe, it looks
only
like.
20 minutes, but in that 20 minutes, we were averaging over 8,000 to 9,000 people watching, which was really, really cool.
Wow.
And again,
Nice.
it was just another great opportunity for us, not to just talk about the comic, but to talk about digital collecting. And they were asking some really interesting questions about it. And they asked a question. I asked them, well, what do you like to collect? Because I knew, pretty much whatever they answer with, we probably have something adjacent or that exact IP on our platform.
Yeah.
And they actually said that they're really interested in horror, which gave me a chance to plug Sanity #1, because it's sort of an occult horror comic that had just released that same day. And I talked a little bit about the numbers that had achieved, that was basically a brand new work. And that's really the power of what we do, of connecting people with what they love to the things they love, and other people who also love it.
Nice.
Which also kind of ties into our next announcement.
Yeah, that's going to be really amazing. Right here,
is this it? Is this it?
End right here. So what we're going to do here is, like I said, everybody, we have the giveaways for Mickey's comic. So those will go out.
Hey, we got Doctor.
Discord mods. So
Doctor, VeVe Fan Bam, Mahalo, Rain.
Before we let Mr. MC1 go and Mickey go, and then we turn it over to Ben for a little something that we want to talk about and show you guys a bit. I wanted to get your guys' last thoughts about the convention here as we wind up. Mickey, let's start with you again. We just came with you. How was the whole experience for you, and what do you have planned next?
Yeah, the con was amazing. This was my first New York Comic Con.
Sven says gotta sleep. Dude, I thought you left the chat like 20 minutes ago. Didn't you say that like 20 minutes ago?
And what's cool about it,
thanks for sticking around though.
Similarities to other cons like San Diego and things like that, but I think San Diego's a little more, movie entertainment centric. And I really do think that there is.
Sven, you gotta download VR chat. You could be in the space with me right now.
The comics themselves and the writers and the artists and stuff. So it was really great to feel that, and I had just had a wonderful time, meeting everybody there, being embraced by the VeVe community. I felt so honored to be a part of it. I mean, I was already in it in a little bit way, but now I feel in it in a different kind of way, and I feel ingratiated, and it's a humbling experience. So thank you guys so much for having me. And yeah, it was a wonderful con.
Yeah, that we have you now. I mean, the VeVe community, they want you're in now.
Yeah, I'm stuck. I'm here. So
And speaking of that, MC1, just for you, final thoughts as well. I mean, this is not your first go around. It keeps getting bigger and better. What are your thoughts about how the whole thing went down? And also, same question for you. You got big plans for the future, I hope.
Yes, so I've seen obviously VeVe at New York Comic Con from 3 years back, and I've seen the evolution of when it was 3 people and a little bit of Marvel's booth and doing stuff all the way to where VeVe has evolved to today, both in terms of the number of people that have shown interest, the scale, the scope, the number of drops, the quality of the drops, the attention. It's incredible. And all the development that's gone on around it as well, with the platforming of comics and independent artists and stuff like that. So the evolution and the journey has been spectacular. At the end of the day, it all comes down to people, right? The people that work at VeVe, the people that buy these collectibles and comics, and the artists. And I think that what we have here with VeVe is very, very special. It's a family. It's incredible. And the vision of David and Dan is spectacular. And
Sven says Halloween announcement, please. A new Mac on deck drop. A new Mac on deck drop would be awesome. I think this could either be a VeVeverse related, like behind the scenes footage kind of thing, or it could be a new IP, like a big name.
Fans are even more engaged and excited. A lot of people,
they say it's a big announcement, so I don't think it's a Halloween drop.
Sort of faded a little bit for various reasons.
Unless that's the big IP, but
a couple of them were texting me and bothering me while I was buying the Sanity comic. I apologize. I kept looking down because I'm buying more of the Sanity comic. I bought a bunch. You can check the box.
Can't talk right now. Can't talk.
Check the box.
Doing a draw.
I'm a VeVe guy, man. Like, what the hell? I gotta buy some comics. I gotta buy some comics. The stream can keep going.
Right.
But thank you very much, guys, for everything, hosting, all of us at the Comic-Con, all the lovely gifts, the generosity, your vision, your work, and I know that this will pay off. So thank you.
Well, thank you to the both of you for joining us today. I'm going to let you guys go because us up here got some business to do.
Uh-oh.
We'll see
Thank you so
very
much.
soon.
It was great talking to you both.
Yeah, likewise. Thank you so much, guys.
Thanks, guys.
Later, buddies.
MC's laughing. MC's got the big grin on his face. Okay, what could this be?
Yeah, a lot of things. A lot of things to cover. That was a huge event, a lot of moving parts. But I think we had the right people on to talk about it because we really got to get into it.
Love
Yeah,
this stuff.
definitely.
Here we go. Here we go.
Just before we go,
All right, I'm ready.
Thoughts for you on the Comic-Con? Just
Give me some footage behind the scenes. Come on.
Cons in general are the most exhausting yet rewarding things that I do as a team member on VeVe. And what I think a lot of people don't realize is just the tremendous amount of work that happens sort of behind the scenes. You see us, you see the marketing team, you see.
You hear that? You hear that? Behind the scenes.
That goes on. And then I'll talk more to this, I'm sure, because
it's music to my ears.
How awesome our team is, but truly, like my roommate Nick is one of the people that are our artists, and he worked on 70% of the things that you saw. And I'll tell you, the weeks and months leading up to this event was so many things releasing in such a small amount of time.
Oh, did he film footage of this guy making stuff?
From a lot of different people. And what you're seeing at Comic-Con is really the culmination of a lot of hard work, coming.
I want to share some of the feedback that I got. From
Sven says stop shaking. I'm like going back and forth.
Community to know is they pretty much all came back with a sense of their cup being filled. So the way that we work, we love what we do, and we're really passionate about what we do, and growing everything, and working with the community. But when we catch up with the community in person, that's the team said to me, that was really meaningful. And yes, it was tiring, and yes, it was hard work, and my feet are sore, and I think I might have COVID, and all this kind of stuff. But emotionally, catching up with the community and really connecting with the VeVe fam gives our team a real sense of invigoration and powers them up for their next go. So thank you to everyone.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I echo the exact same thing. Thanks to the team and all the volunteers and the mods and everybody that helped work the booth, and all the community for coming out. It just floored me. I thought this was the biggest one I've ever seen yet. The fact that we stood on our own in our giant booth, and we had amazing,
yeah, good on them for doing that.
And so many people come, and new people. I don't know how many people we talked to that we signed up and showed them how to download the app and give them a free collectible to get going, and just talk to them. And then the two communities coming together, like specifically with Figpin, them coming over, us going over there.
They have such a strong community.
When we had, in San Diego Comic-Con as well, when we had the Tokidoki experience there, with Stormy and stuff. I mean, there was a lot of that going on. So I just think that's amazing to build these communities. But Ben, we got to get going here. Sorry, Corey, did you want to say one more thing?
Yeah, and really that gives us a good transition into our outro, which Ben will lead us into. And what VeVe has largely been about is community. It's about connecting people that love things, that love to collect things, and giving them other people too.
Oh, could this be a new feature?
Ways that we're going to be doing that is via the VeVeverse, which kind of brings us to our announcement. We have a special thing that we want to share with you.
That's a name I want to hear.
Teaser, and Ben will talk a little bit about what you're going to see.
So guys, I'm really, really proud of the work that the team have done to enable us to talk to you about this today. So we spoke about moving from one day to day one, and so that's where we are, right? We have also spoken about judge us by our execution and by our achievements, and we're really, really focused on that. So we are about to show you a preview of the VeVeverse. The preview is a preview of a larger piece that we're going to share next week, which will include full functionality and timeframes for.
Let's go.
When I think about VeVe, I think about an ecosystem, and I think about a community of collectors. But we know that collecting is one part of holding the asset is one part of it, but it's what you can do with it that's really, really important.
Mm-hmm.
And so we've been on a journey over.
Oh, this is long overdue, ladies and gents.
A while ago, from an idea to an app to an ecosystem, and you're seeing a lot of build and a lot of additional functionality come into the VeVe platform and the VeVe ecosystem, and the VeVeverse is the next stage of that. So the VeVeverse.
This is the first official demo we have seen since 2023.
Where communities get together and engage. I think about the likes of Roblox and the likes of Fortnite. That's where the VeVeverse will be. So we're going to share this with you. I expect there to be a bit of speculation about what will and won't be included.
Absolutely.
next week we're gonna put live on a viewing party with you the full version of this piece, and I want you to have a think about, you know, why we are announcing this now, and why it's, you know, why we haven't done this previously, and a key part of that is, you know, number one, us maturing as an organization and learning about, you know, committing, over committing, under delivering, etc. We've heard feedback. We've, you know, been really focused on doing this, but doing it right. So
good, nice.
We are going to show you now what phase 1 of the VeVeverse will look like. We'll give you a little sneak preview now. We would love you to tune in next week. We will share details on our socials of what that will look like. As I've said, it's all about execution. This is just the start of that.
There we go.
Please enjoy the video.
Let's go. All right. If you guys haven't shared the stream, share it now, because I'm going to do a deep dive into everything that I see.
Show you my
oh, here we go. Lighting.
Oh, we can talk about some comics then, because that's, you know, people have been wanting to do more with their comics.
Exactly.
Skybox.
So, now as you can see, if I look over to the right here, we've got the Marvel sign. You can't have a Marvel showroom.
Okay, so Dan is up here with Corey. Dan's recording using the software.
So
you can see the mic up there in the corner.
Turn it on. Turn it off. So all the functionality is in there.
Look at Juggernaut with the lighting.
Added a nice little cluster of plants over here. Some of, like one of the New York Comic Con images.
Look at Juggy here. Man, Juggernaut looks amazing. Looks really, really good in here.
He does look so cool.
So this is just a small showroom they've built.
He looks really cool because I've lit him with just with a single spotlight. And again, you know, I can select.
It's the same menu that was in the free trial for Cavernous. Same tools, same layout, same UI.
Cool with the lighting. And, you know, and one of the advanced features, also, which we won't show today, we'll cover later off, is that we can actually add scripts. So, you know, this light might go back and forth, or it might rotate round.
Nice. You can do a lot of cool stuff with that alone. Okay, so is that... Okay. Okay, so it's just a small showroom. We didn't really see anything that we haven't seen before, just spotlights, nice lighting. We've seen some... We saw some collectibles. Is that the end of the stream? Oh, are they... Is it just done? Oh, true, okay. Let me play that back. How do I play that back?
The awesome announcements is
Okay, there. We're gonna close VR chat real quick. There. Bring the resolution back up, 1080. And what we'll do is let's slow down this playback time. If you guys haven't shared the stream, let's try and get as many people in here as we can. Let's get some combos going in the chat. What are you guys thinking about what we just saw? Playback time, let's do 0.5. That should be good, right?
This is just the start of that.
I'm gonna mute this.
Enjoy the video.
Oh. Thanks, Ben. Appreciate that. Okay, so Robel says, I mean, he literally said it's just a teaser for next week. Yeah, good point. Good point. So we got the Coke machine. So they're using just a static skybox. What I noticed right away was the lighting here, the pinstripe lighting. That looks really cool. I don't know if it's part of the whole like wall or if they laid that afterwards, but that looks cool. The wood on this piece also looks really good. What's everyone saying? That Marvel logo looks clean, Kryptoni says. Welcome, man. Nice seeing your name again. Yeah, it does. Shorter than my pants. Sven, dude. Sven, didn't you say twice now, one like 15 minutes ago and one like 40 minutes ago now, that you were going to go to bed? It's VeVe passion right there. We got Notorious saying, well, I guess we wait another week. That was shocking. Just a showroom. Hope next week shows a lot more. D's in the chat. Welcome. What up? Gonna see you in Vegas in a couple weeks. Oh gosh, dude, I'm gonna butcher your name. I'm so sorry. But you're right below D. I know who you are too. I've seen your name a bunch in the community. But it's very nice to see you, man. I think that's your first appearance in our chat. Welcome. We got Master Ronnie. There we go. We got everybody coming in now. We got Pixel Trader. Marvel logos pumping. Spiderwebs. Sven, spiderwebs have been on the screen this entire month. It's Halloween. Look outside. Looks just like the showroom we have. Yeah, so, well, so the environment in the showroom that we have on the app right now is a skybox. So that explains why it does look similar. But you can just change that. The more tools they give people, the better. It will be amazing. Oops. It will be an amazing sandbox once people put in the time to make beautiful scenes. Completely agree. Completely agree. Because keep in mind, guys, what we're seeing right now is also what the team's built. Okay? Community is 1000% going to build better things. That happens with every game as well. Is the community always exceeds the expectations of the game developers. If people started buying the Marvel logo like crazy just because they saw it in the VeVe-verse, what will happen to the rest of the collectibles when they see it in the VeVe-verse? Yeah. Same thing happened with the Avengers Tower. As soon as people found out that, one, it looks really good, and then two, you can build inside of it. Alright, so we got this. What's interesting here, too, is beta testers before were saying that there was no plants, no shrubbery, nothing. And right there, we got plants. So I know that recently, I think it was beginning of October, they did an update for beta testers. There was a big update made to the VeVe-verse. It sounded like things were added, in addition to like bugs being fixed. This might be some of that stuff. Sven says, what do the avatars tell us? Sven is going to be lurking, D says. Yep. I'm a big fan. I'm streaming quality. Oh, is my stream quality... Was that a typo? Is my stream quality bringing down the quality of what this is supposed to look like? I changed some settings around with my resolution to try and get better resolution. Did I screw it up? Make it worse? I think I might stack some X-Men logos. They're only 25 bucks. All X-Men collectors will want one. Yeah, I'm actually surprised how low that thing still is. Not financial advice. Just considering where all the other logos typically go. Keep the Avengers Tower a secret. Won't be a secret for too much longer. D says, liking the cobwebs in the corner. Appreciate it. Little Halloween aesthetics. Kryptoni says, I bought the Avengers Tower at 40, only because of the VeVe-verse. Yeah, and then it shot up to like 120. I think I got mine at like 80 or something like that. Okay, so we got the single spotlight above Juggernaut. I wasn't really paying attention here. My bad. Oops. Forgot we're on the full live stream. Okay, so we got some plants. These are just basic walls, basic shapes. What is the texture of that ceiling? Is that glass? Why can I see through it? It doesn't look like glass. Unless it's reflective. Unless that's what I'm seeing, is the reflections from here. But no, right? I would see the sun in this, wouldn't I? Or am I thinking about that wrong? I would see the sun in this reflection, wouldn't I? But that does not look like glass. X-Men doesn't light up. Yeah, people were saying about how that logo's a little dull as well, apparently. I don't have one myself, but... D says good usage of the dioramas in the environments. I wonder if those are going to go up. Yeah, those are perfect examples of working smarter, not harder. Because you're going to have certain people who kind of hire out others to build out spaces. And then you're going to have people who, because they don't have the skills to do it themselves, just use the dioramas to build scenes. And we got more plants over here. He's talking about the scripting feature, so you can have the spotlight kind of move from one spot to the next. We have some of the one-of-one paintings. That's a one-of-one, isn't it? Are these truly one-of-ones then? How do they have these on the wall? Isn't the owner supposed to have that if it's a one-of-one? The ceiling looks like tinted glass. If I remember right, in the free trial, there's a feature, and I can't even remember what it's called. I'm gonna butcher the name, but it's where you can make objects like transparent. I don't know if that's what I'm seeing here though. By the way, guys, as for the UI, we did an episode a while back now when Cavernous had the option of having a 14-day free trial. That scared the living daylight out of me. Batman Who Laughs, appreciate it. Thank you so much. I have the new scene set up for Halloween, but I completely forgot to turn down the volume on that alert. Jeez, that blew my eardrums out. But the UI is completely the same as the free trial from Cavernous. So if you guys haven't checked out that video, highly recommend it. I can't tell you what number it was, but it's a while back now. Notorious says he had the Ron English one-of-one in the demo 2 years ago. It could be in a demo/development environment for some videos, so assets could be non-blockchain. Ah, okay. Yeah, Batman Who Laughs, thanks again, man. Appreciate that. Sven, now gotta sleep. Third time's a charm, right? Third time's a charm? Is this the last message from Sven, ladies and gents? Is he actually going to sleep? Good stream. Much love for you all. Appreciate that, Sven. Robel, you can build any glass you can imagine. Oh, that's right. Ronnie is in the beta. We have beta testers in this chat right now. That's right. Ronnie, are you able to speak on whether or not that update added stuff or whether it just fixed bugs? Because I'm pretty sure there was an update made beginning of October, right? Batman says it scared me too. Yeah, I gotta turn that down. I'll make sure I do that for next stream. D says he's not going to sleep. Yeah, he's gonna lurk in the background, and then he's gonna comment in 10 minutes. So these are gonna be Ready Player Me avatars still. Trying to see if there's anything new. So I think these are the only new things that we've seen, is the shrubs. Like the plants like this. Lighting in games is everything. I can't stress that enough. Lighting is everything. Is there anything you guys are spotting that I'm not here? Let me know, let me know. Oh wait, there's more plants here. Yeah, see, these plants were not in the VeVeverse. I've had multiple beta testers tell me that there's no plants. Ronnie says, hit me up when you get in. Maybe I can give you some tips and tricks. Yeah, as soon as I get access, I'm clicking that go live button, and we're going through every single setting, every single item in the inventory, like the default library. We'll visit some worlds. Like the moment I get that invite, I don't care if it's 2 in the morning. You guys have my word. I'm going live. Robel says, how often do you find yourself in it, or does the hype die down without others? Yeah, a big part is going to be the community. Okay, let me try and break down what's going on at the top of his screen here. So he has the toolbar open, which is why he has, so that toggles this menu on the side. Oops, I forgot my screen is smaller. There. So this tool button toggles this menu. This option that he's on moves the object or the objects up, down, left, right. I can't remember what this one does. I think it's your drawing tool. This is text. Textures. There's a measurement tool, so it tells you like the distance between things, or like accurate measurements. And then you have a pointer. So if you're doing like presentations, you can point at stuff, and there's like a line, like a laser in this in the air that points to whatever your cursor's at. These are going to be your layers. So if you guys go through and click on an object and then click on this button, it'll show you the specific layer that it's at. So if you're looking for something specific in your world, you can also just kind of scroll through every single layer. That's like a Photoshop thing, like Blender. That's how all those platforms work. JJ says, I'm not too impressed, to be fair. Anyone else? Years ago, they showed us teasers, and it looks like same from years ago. Walls, lights, avatars, what's new? Yeah, I do have to admit, man, that there's not much new in this demo, but I can't remember who mentioned it. I think it was Robel. This is just a teaser, so I think a few days from now we'll actually see the full video, and then I can give kind of my final thoughts. But I guess what I would have to say is it really comes down to how big your imagination is. I mean, that's really what it comes down to, because some people are going to look at this and only see certain things, but then others are going to pick this apart and have so many freaking ideas, you know? I mean, I have an idea board. One sec, guys. I closed my window. I have an idea board that I can probably scroll around for a good 15-20 minutes on, and you'll still see new things for. And everything on that idea board, pardon me, is applicable to things that I've seen in videos like this. So it's not like I see a video and then I go back and go, I can't really do this, or I can't really do that. There's a lot of stuff that you can do with this stuff. And I mean, Ben talks about the importance of community. It's really going to come down to how strong our community is when the VeVeverse opens, because more passionate people you have in that community, more stuff's going to be built. Better stuff's going to be built. I lost where I was in the chat here. Ronnie says, I'm an introvert and just go and build for hours so I don't really feel lonely. There you go. Dude, you're speaking my language. Now you can have other people help you, which is huge. Oh, I didn't know co-building wasn't a thing at first. Okay, so cool. Okay, cool. I was fully expecting co-building to be a thing, so. Maseroni says, JJ, they didn't really show the right thing. I'm not impressed either. If they wouldn't show what I built, if they would have showed what I've built, that would have been more impressive. JJ says, 100%, I know it's a teaser, but literally the same from years ago. Yeah, I can't disagree with that, man. It is true. That is a fact. The only thing that is different is the plants, but Ronnie says, look at VeVeverse, something that you can build anything you can imagine if you put enough time and energy into it. Yeah. Yeah. That's the main purpose right now. But for the future, you can do many more things like building games, interacting with people. There are many things you can do, not just to build. I did hear, this is not confirmation. Let's just call this a rumor. I did hear that somebody built a chess game in the VeVeverse. So if you can build a game of chess, that should give you an idea of just basic... Well, chess isn't a basic game, but you guys know what I'm trying to get at. Hopefully. You can build simpler games. Does anybody know if we'll have templates to buy, or can we transfer plots to have other people build them for us? I don't have a lot of time. Yeah, so Kryptoni, I'm going to have a feature where I offer building services. I already have a line of people. So I'm going to be experimenting with the first 3 people on the list. These guys I've already kind of sat down and talked to kind of not develop like a blueprint, but I already have a good idea of what they're looking for in their home space. The thing right now, though, is that there's still so many question marks up in the air because, like an example, I think I was talking to you about like computer performance last stream. Let's say, for example, I go into your space and you toggle on access for me to build, but then I build out a space that your computer can't run. That's an issue in and of itself, right? So that's just one example, but then you got to take into consideration a bunch of other stuff. As the builder, I'm speaking from the perspective of, but what you can do is that because there's co-building, you'll be able to have somebody kind of come into your space, and then because you own the space, you can toggle on their permissions. So whether they can build, whether they can just view, whether they can invite other people to the space or not, that type of stuff. So hopefully that answers your question. Robel says, is scripting and game building currently enabled? I don't know about the game building, but scripting, from what Dan was saying here, when the light was going back and forth, he was talking about how you can... Oh, what is this? Oh. He was talking about how you can script it so it goes back and forth. So the scripting feature is enabled, and I'm pretty sure that's how Tails made the cars go from one spot to the next in his Gothic City video. But the scripting feature is also how you'll make some games. So it depends on how you look at it. Taffy says, Josh, do you think we'll be able to build from our phones, or will we need a computer? I can answer that even though I'm not in the beta. You will absolutely need your computer at first. This is going to be system dependent. Okay, so yeah, let's talk about that for a sec. Because I did try to have the team talk about this. They didn't really have anything to say, but it is going to be system dependent. There are beta testers who have said that their system did not run the platform. And then there are graphic settings. So you can have lower settings, higher settings, and then depending on the capabilities of your PC, will allow you to toggle which one. But I'm curious to see what they're kind of running on this one. I don't know if this is max settings or not, but Ronnie, I don't know if you have anything to add to that. But you will not be able to run this off your phone right away. I think long-term, the whole idea is that you're going to be able to stream it from the cloud, which, if that's the case, then potentially yes. But right away, like phase 1, home building, absolutely not. Even like an entry-level laptop will have issues. Master Ronnie says, I built an Asgard city from Marvel. I put hundreds of hours into it. Let's go. Let's go. Master Ronnie says you can do that manually and you make it pulse to make it automatically move. Oh, so that's not part of the scripting feature. Oh, interesting. Okay. Okay, thank you, Ronnie. Thank you. This is max settings. Okay, good to know. I think they're up. The upload resolution on this, guys, is a little poor. You can tell by the texture on the the blurriness on their names. Jeez. But they're also recording through the software, so you can see that his mic's turned on at the top there. And they're inside. They're not actually using like Zoom or anything. They're inside. It's showing he's on an Apple PC. This is Windows. Interesting. Beautiful. We got Kang back here. Skybox. Is that the same one from the showroom? No, I think it's different. Ronnie says low settings doesn't show any lights. Yeah, that's understandable. That would be understandable. So, Ronnie, can you speak on this pinstripe? Or this pin lighting here? Is this part of the wall? Or is this like a separate piece? You can do a lot with this. I need a glass of water. I'm talking too much here. But you can do a lot with a feature like this. Put a platform out on the water horizontal at night. When he says, I assume they are waiting for the scripting feature and AI before they release it to the public, because now it's very complicated to build stuff. Oh, interesting. Interesting, interesting, interesting. It's complicated to build stuff. And AI. So is there AI implemented in some way? Is there a feature? Oh, you know what? I think Tails was talking about how you can use AI skyboxes, right? To generate, you can generate like a skybox from Blockade Labs or something. Is that what you're talking about? By the way, guys, I don't know if you heard, but AI changed completely in the past 48 hours. Okay? I downloaded a new AI on my PC that allows me to create AI agents that go out and do things for me in the background. Okay? So, and this is huge because I have like all the social media stuff that I do. I have people that manage my SEO. Like, I can now have bots that do this stuff. But what it does is in real time on your PC, it will literally open windows in front of you. Like, I had the bot play chess. I literally, like, that was the prompt I put in. I said play chess, and in real time, my PC opened chess.com, selected a bot to play against, and played the game in front of me. I didn't touch my mouse, nothing, and it was a full AI agent just in control of not like my main PC. It's like a separate window. Like the AI bot has like its own browser that it works inside of, but it is absolutely incredible. I'm gonna do a video on it, and I think it's something that you could potentially leverage in the future for something like this. I don't think it's gonna be like a, hey, open up the VeVeverse and build me a world, but there are applications for it. So it's really, really interesting. I mean, I can wake up and pretty much have like 3-4 bots working in the background on like different posts and all while I'm doing something else. So it's kind of crazy how fast that's moving. But Altman, welcome. Super excited for this new VeVeverse preview. It looks amazing. Ronnie says you can simply make the light strip manually. Okay, cool. Yeah, this looks really good. And if you can change this different colors, which fairly certain you can. I have so many ideas floating in my head with just this alone. And if you guys didn't tune into the beginning of the stream, we did start in VR chat. If you guys haven't hopped on that platform, highly recommend it for inspiration for the VeVeverse, because ever since OBL introduced me to the platform, I have so many ideas for different worlds I can build now. And the best part about it is that the ideas that have come to mind are so simplistic. They're not complicated worlds. They're not super intricate things that I need to, spend tons of time on. They're very simple ideas that I can build in even just a couple hours, released for the community, and then kind of move on to the next thing. So I'm really excited to kind of be able to do that, because I hope to do some of that on stream as well. And that's what I'm so excited for, is that content is going to completely change as soon as VeVeverse is out. I'm going to be able to stream inside of a virtual environment, build content, guys. It's going to get so much better for everyone. So, Ronnie says I can do it in 2 minutes. Perfect. Easy. I'm more excited about the features VeVeverse will bring, like live streamers from their VeVe home. Yeah, 100%. 100%. And I will say that I have... Oh gosh, what's the word? I have like the structure of how I want to film my videos completely laid out. I know, and I know that it's possible with the recording tools inside the VeVeverse. So it's just, I got to get in there, kind of build out the area that I want to film in, and then just click record. And yeah, exactly what you just said there, JJ, is what's going to happen. So super excited for that. And even my personal work as well, like outside of content creation with my social media business, all of that I'm going to transition into the VeVeverse as well, because like my consultations with potential clients, I will have a virtual space where I can have a presentation on some sort of stream board, where I can then walk them over to another part of the room to show them the next part of the onboarding process, right? So there's so many things you can do here. If you guys saw, Ben did actually repost our latest episode, and when he reposted it, he talked about infinite possibilities with the VeVeverse. No better way of saying that. There's infinite possibilities. There's so many things you can do. Oh, and I didn't even get to Ronnie. I didn't even get to Ronnie's comment yet. I'll say it again. You can build anything you can imagine. There you go. There you go. The only limit is your imagination. It's just not easy at the moment. Take some practice and skill. Yep, there will be a learning curve. But I do also like hearing that, I have to admit, because it's going to differentiate some people, right? That's all I'll say about that. And time about the Quest 3 just for the VeVeverse like 6 months ago. And my wife wants to kill me because I keep telling her any day now. Hey man, at least you didn't mortgage your house. At least you didn't mortgage your house. Just tell her it could have been worse, you know? Could have been worse. But hey, at least you're prepared. Because yeah, a VR headset's gonna it's gonna make a big difference for your experience. Let me keep playing this so there's something moving on screen. My bad, guys. JJ says, thanks for the content, by the way. Don't forget to hit that like button. Hell yeah, guys. Appreciate you, man. Yeah, if you guys haven't shared the stream, I'm not gonna shut things down just yet. I do want to keep talking about this, so I'd really appreciate it if you guys can do that. We can get some more people in here, more topics to discuss. The more the merrier. We got that Coke machine at the beginning there. Okay, let's go really in depth. You guys want to go really in depth here? Watch this, okay? You guys want to go really in depth? Let's go really in depth. These are all, like, pretty much 99% of this is going to be simple shapes. So floor, simple shapes. Simple shape, all of this, wall, floor, everything, simple shape, just different textures. So what you do is you get a cube, you lay it down, And then you have your texture tool over here that you can apply like the wood to at the bottom, right? So that's what they've done for each and every one of these walls. And then they added the collectibles with the spotlight. Is this a simple shape too, and then you just add a texture, like a light texture to it, Ronnie? Is that what you're doing? Is that what they did here? Allman says, yeah, I've used my headset for spatial a bunch, and even that is just cool. If you've used it for spatial, I have to ask if you used it for VR chat. Because if you haven't, VR chat is probably the best platform out there for VR. Like truly immersive VR experiences. Some of the worlds that they've built out are very realistic. So if you haven't checked out that platform with your headset, highly recommend it. JJ. I haven't used it for VR chat. Yeah, if you skip to the beginning of the stream real quick, you'll see like an aquarium world that we're in. Something like that on your VR headset would look incredible. Incredible. I think I follow you on X, dude. If not, I will. But I'll send you a list of some of the worlds that I've gone into. And I was saying before, like the simplistic worlds are the best ones. Like you might just have an open field with like a gazebo and mountains in the background, and it's just peaceful, you know? You can make any shape light up. Okay. Interesting. Okay, so then that would have been a simple shape as well. Any shape light up. That's cool, actually. And I'll say it, I said this in the video, the Cavernous free trial video, and I got quite a bit of backlash from it, actually. I said that this is kind of like Minecraft on steroids, and people were like, oh, dude, like, that's such an established brand. Like, no way. Backdoor, dude. Thank you. This guy's such a huge supporter of the channel. Fantastic performance in New York, by the way. Wearing the VeVe shirt. Shout out to you, man. This guy's over here gifting more memberships. Let's go. I lost my train of thought for a sec. Someone remind me, what was I talking about there? I gotta really turn down that alert sound. Someone remind me in the chat what I was talking about there. I'm just turning down that sound. If I remember how to do it. How do I do that? Oh, here. Perfect. What was I saying? What was I saying? Someone let me know in the chat. Let me know in the chat. By the way, if you guys are commenting on X, for some reason I cannot see in my chat on OBS. I see somebody did. Mr. Crypto. Trying to zoom in on that 1 sec. Where do these delays come from if it was ready 2 years ago? Well, that's the thing. It wasn't ready 2 years ago, clearly. I think the best thing that Ben could have said about all this, and he said it already, is the team screwed up and they bit off more than they could chew. That is the best possible thing he could have said given the position he's in. He acknowledged that, and now he's kind of picking up the pieces. So this is the first step for that in terms of action, because he's talked about, you know, actions over words. He said all this stuff. This is kind of falling in line with what he said now. So D said VR chat. Yeah, I was mentioning something about VR chat, but it was something... Can't be that important. Can't be that important. Either way, Check out that platform if you guys haven't. Okay, so all basic shapes. Basic shapes. These are probably going to be available in the default library. Spotlights are all going to be available in your default library as well. You're going to have different kinds of lights, actually. So these, I think they're all using one kind here. Oh, it was the free version of Cavernous I was talking about. I bet you D is going back in this live stream just to figure that out. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. That is something she would do. Yeah, but... D, you're gonna hate me. What was the point about the free trial, though? A lot of improvements have been made over time in the VeVeverse. It's a lot of work and still probably won't be ready for a while. Yeah. Large scale project. I don't know how I wasn't following you on X already, but I just followed you. Oh. Was I not following you? Oh, touche on that, dude. I just followed you back. Appreciate it. Yeah, I'll send you a list when I get a moment here. D said I did. It was bugging me. I knew it. 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 But yeah, nothing new outside of that, I don't think. I'm gonna try and get a look at that skybox one more time here. I want to that maybe Notorious was right. Maybe that is the same skybox. But all of these stands are simple shapes as well, just cubes flattened. This does have a texture on it. It's a weird texture. Ronnie, what is this? What setting is that? That's not transparent. I'm not looking through that object. Is this a reflection? That's for certain. VeVe always evolving. VeVeverse, the web app, the app needs a rework too. But 3, 5, 10 years from now, VeVe will be different. 100%. And just a reminder for you guys, I have a video that's been scheduled for close to a year now. It's going to be dropping on, I think it's actually when I'm in Vegas. I think it's November 16th, if I'm not wrong. But it does a full flashback to the app a year ago, or a year from November 16th. So I did a recording of all the brands that were on the app, the homepage, like what the UI looked like. And this was because Dan had mentioned that there was going to be like an update to the UI. There was going to be like a new layout. So I went through pretty much everything on the app. I think I even recorded the web app as well. And then that's going to drop on the 16th. So a little bit of like a time capsule, hopefully. So. Oh, good point, Kryptoni. Opacity. Yeah, good point. That could be it. That texture is the reflection of the skybox because it's too smooth. Okay, so it is the... Okay, so my brain's just playing tricks with me. I thought you would have seen the sun. So if you make simple shapes too shiny, it will reflect the skybox no matter where you place it. Oh. JJ says, awesome idea for comparison purposes. Yeah. Yeah, it's going to be interesting to see how people take that video. Ronnie, am I missing anything else in this video you want to point out? Any other beta testers in here? By the way, guys, this piece, self-made piece, still one of my favorite pieces on the platform, but this looks damn good. This texture, that looks really good. Like, even the reflection right here off the wrist, the light. Oh, you guys can't see that. Like, those little things matter, but the trunk of this thing looks really good. Ronnie says, but yeah, I think Kryptonia is right. It looks like it's a transparent glass. Can't figure it out. Mysteries. We got plants, though. Yeah, so they just made a showroom up in the sky, but... You guys will be surprised how much a skybox can change everything, though. If they change that skybox to now, let's say you're in the middle of a forest with big trees surrounding you, way different feel. Way different feel. And then what you can also do... Actually, I never talked about this. Here, you know what, guys? Let's do this. Let me do this. Let me pull up that cavernous video. Cavernous. First look inside cavernous. Make sure that's muted because I don't want to hear myself. Okay. So let's compare this actually. Because this UI is the exact same. Same symbols, same everything. Yes, it's exactly the same. Okay. Can I do half a screen here? Half a screen. Half a screen. Look at that. There we go. And then let me shut off face cam. Overlay. Shut that off. Take the pumpkins away. There we go. There we go. Alright, where did I leave off here? Why does this only look like a room? I see earlier posts with street scenes and stuff. Because well, you have an entire environment, like an entire space that you can build in. So if you think back to the first demo unveiling of the VeVeverse, with the house that they were walking around, that was the space that they had built out. And then Gothic City was the city that Tails had built out in his space. So you have a giant plot of, I don't know if you want to call it land, but like here, I'll show you. There's a part in this video where I fly up right here. So I fly above the clouds that I spawned into the world. And by the way, guys, if anybody doesn't know what you're looking at on screen here, the right screen is the free trial for Cavernous. So this is the underlining tech of like behind the VeVeverse. It's the same UI, same everything. And then the left side is the VeVeverse that VeVe just showed. So this entire square right here is the clouds that I dropped into the world. It looks like this is the entire world. It's not. The entire world is my screen still, but I'm flying to the top. So you have a ton of space that you can build in. So when they say a home space, it is a little misleading. What it really is a giant space that you can build your home in. All the collectibles look 10 times more detailed in the VeVeverse. Yeah, lighting's going to help a lot with that too. Just on top of the whole graphics thing. Is it true the skybox can... It's true the skybox can change anything, including the shading, lighting, etc. Yes, thank you for mentioning that. There's a spot in this video where I show that exactly, right here. So there's different skyboxes that I go into. So I have like the Aurora Borealis. This is like an Assassin's Creed one. There you go. We got cliffs. And then right here is where I was changing the settings for the like the effects in the background. So post-processing. So I click color adjustments, and then what I did is I changed the coloring effects. So you see the trees kind of start to... You see more of the trees in the background. The light kind of envelops some of them. So I turn that down. So yeah, you can change like the entire environment. And a skybox is... It does a lot. It's an infinite space where you build anything you want. Yeah. Yeah. Oh, backdoor, dude. I didn't even see your comment. Have a good night, man. Thank you so much for stopping by, and thanks again for the gifted. I hope they allow more advanced features and settings too. Anyone family with 3D editors or level designs will make amazing scenes. Anyone familiar? There you go. Yeah, couldn't agree more. Couldn't agree more. I mean, I think a simple way of putting it too is that for anybody who knows a game like Minecraft, the concept's very simple. Or at least I guess the design is simple, should I say. Right, you have cubes. If you guys have seen what some of the creators or what some of the users of that game have created with just a block is insane. Insane. There are people that do like full portraits in Minecraft. It's nuts. Just imagine what you can now do with something that pretty much allows you to customize things past what you can in Minecraft, because Minecraft is really just the placing down the items that are already in your library. Here, what you can do is you have stuff in your library. Hopefully, you'll be eventually be able to import stuff. But even if you can't right away, you can alter the things that are in your library, like your collectibles, a million different ways. So like the lightning on Thor, you can change from blue to red if you want, right? Like you just go into the properties for that collectible and you change the lighting. So there are so many different things that you can do. And this brings us right back to the whole topic of like, the only limit really is your imagination, and I guess the system you're running it on. I guess you've been in the VeVeverse already, you know how it works roughly. Yeah, I don't know if you're talking to Pixel Trader or me, dude, but I'm not a beta tester. I have a really good sense of how this stuff is going to work just because of my gaming background, but also me being in the free trial for Cavernous, that helped a ton. Let's watch some of this back here. So this is the pointer tool I was talking about. So what I did for this episode was I actually streamed the slides that I was speaking about onto a stream board, like I was doing in VR chat earlier. Where's the pointer? This is the pointer tool. Right. Oh, you can import stuff. Oh, get out of here. Okay, I thought that there was going to be... Okay, that's very interesting. I was under the impression that was not going to be allowed at first because they wanted to limit what you can bring in. unless there's been like an approval process put in place, and you know, there's got to be certain qualifications. But that's really, really bullish to hear, dude. Thank you for sharing that. That's awesome. Notorious says this looked rushed. Look at the lighting above the Comic-Con posters. Yeah, I agree with that as well. I can't really, yeah, I can't disagree with that. You could have built, they could have built out a better space for sure. I'm not going to bash them too hard on that though, because at the end of the day, I just appreciate the fact they put it out. I'm not too confident in saying that if Ben wasn't on the team, this would have happened. So, but yes, I do agree. There could have been a little bit more work put into this, but it is also the teaser. So maybe we are prejudging a little too much here, but Ben did say that there was going to be speculation, so here it is. There are rules, though. You can import certain IP stuff. There you go. Yeah. And I assume for textures, the same thing. Skyboxes, the same thing, right? I want to make sure that people don't import inappropriate things, images, and then, of course, the IP doesn't want that, like a Mickey Mouse doing something he shouldn't, you know? His decon layout was better. Completely agree again. Yeah, the decon, the initial unveiling did definitely have a lot more. There wasn't really anything new in here other than the plants, but guess we have to wait. Yeah, hopefully the teaser's teasing us a little too much, you know? Maybe there's a lot more in the full video, but like I said, I'm happy they just dropped it to begin with. What else we have in this one? Changing the different skyboxes, which I showed. Library items. You have the fire, there's a flamethrower. And again, like every single item, you can go into the properties tab, which is like the gear icon. And then like the flamethrower, for example, you can elongate the flame to make sure that it shoots further. You can change the color of the flame, right? So even that item alone has a bunch of different ways you can kind of change it around. Oh, here. This is exactly where I was doing that. It's a particle effect here where I was changing the properties of the particles. Change them from yellow to blue. He said roadmap 2, right? Did he? I missed that. Roadmap for what? Just the overall business or the VeVeverse? I hope they eventually have a professional designer make a room or scene to showcase what's possible. Most people need to see an amazing product before they can visualize it. 1,000%. 1,000%. And maybe this is a bit egotistical for me to say, but that is exactly why I should be in there right now. Because I am that person for the job. I should be building out scenes right now. And there's a big question mark in the air as to why that isn't happening, but hopefully with Ben on the scene now, that's going to change. But, yeah. There should be people who have experience building out game worlds or environments doing this right now. And to be fair, I wouldn't be shocked if they do have some people already. Like, they're building out like a Marvel showroom. I'm assuming there isn't some like noob working on that, you know? It's for Marvel, so they don't want to disappoint. If anything, it might even be somebody from Marvel working on it, you know? Sounded like VeVeverse roadmap. I'll keep my eyes out for that. But I completely missed that, so. Oh, here's a cool part that I show. Okay, so there's a camera. So what you can do is a virtual camera, you can stream the virtual camera to the stream board inside the environment. So I place down the camera, and then I have my avatar run in front of the camera. So here it is right here. I walk in front of it, and it's streaming to the board in front. And then when I walk in front, you can see me. So the whole idea of like digital presentations, that's exactly how you'll do one now, if it's not live, right? Like you'll place down the camera and you'll record, and then you'll go into your editing software and cut where you need to and make edits. And that's how you'll do your thing. There's one of my comics on the wall. There you go. Comic covers, should I say. It's really just art, not even a comic, but... we got the different textures. There's your texture tool. I just placed 6 white balls down, and then it just, like, changed them. Properties. And then, yeah, I showed the size of the, Oh, I got some more VeVeverse footage in here. I completely forgot about that. Okay, so we have the sliding door. So is that the scripting feature, Ronnie? I don't know if you're still here. But that triggers when you walk up to it. And then they've built like a mini diorama with the collectibles too. So you have the DeLorean, you have the battle statue. These look like default models. Same with the lights. These are just basic shapes, textured. Did you see VeVe posted the VeVeverse reveal show on YouTube? Huh? What? Ooh. I have now seen that. Oh, hang on a sec. Hang on a sec. October 31st. Okay, I'll say this. I've only said this on live streams because I haven't promoted this yet. But I have an interview with Ben on the 31st. It's either at that time or the hour before. I really hope we can transition into this. I might be mistaken about that, guys. It's on the 31st. It's just the time change. That's why I'm getting the times mixed up, but it's saying 4 p.m. my time. I'm pretty sure the meeting I have with him is either I think it's 3 p.m. So we will 1000% be streaming this. But live premiere, the fact that this is live makes me feel like they're going to be showing quite a bit then. So that's awesome. What else do we got in this video? I think that's it. Yeah. All right, guys. Any other topics you want me to discuss? I'm going to start closing things down because I feel like I've been sick for 2 weeks now. My throat is really starting to hurt. I've been talking a lot. But yeah, if there's anything else you guys want me to discuss, anything I missed in the video, we will 1000% be streaming this. The interview that I'm doing with Ben, though, I will say is not going to be live. It is going to be pre-recorded. I have reasons for that. But regardless, I mean, maybe I can transition into this and Ben will still be with me or something, but we will definitely be doing a live, I guess, watch party for this. So anybody who wants to stop by, make sure to, well, turn your notifications on for this, first and foremost, But then if you guys don't have the bell turned on for our channel, make sure to do that as well, and you'll get notified when we go live. Gravity John says, I'd pay around $100 for angel wings for my avatar in the VeVe-verse. Good to know, man. I don't really know what to say to that, but All Man says later, feel better. Appreciate that. Thank you. I'm just gonna get a warm beverage. Should help. Pixel says, appreciate the live stream. No one really covering the VeVe-verse from a designer standpoint. Well, you know what I will add to that, man? A lot of the questions that I have for Ben are VeVe-verse related. If you guys didn't watch our last episode, I didn't make that comment about how I feel like not a lot of people are really asking him questions about the VeVe-verse at all. Ben even made the comment in Discord when he was leaving. He asked if anyone wanted to ask him VeVe-verse questions. So yeah, that's going to be a big focus for when I sit down with him. And hopefully I get to kind of pick his brain on that stuff. So D, I appreciate you as always. I really look forward to meeting Hanano and you officially. So and same with Kryptoni, actually. He's going to be in Vegas as well. So My Collectibles just tweeted that there will be a full demo next week. Full demo next week. Yeah, I think that's this. I think that's this. So it's gonna be like a live demo. So but yeah, guys, as always, I appreciate each and every one of you guys coming through. Halloween site drop, avatar accessories, and digital collectible. Wait, did they post something else? Or was that just what you want to see this Halloween? Oh, okay. Okay, awesome, guys. Well, if you guys enjoyed the stream, make sure to hit the thumbs up button, follow, subscribe, depending on where you guys are watching from. If you guys are over on X and you commented and I didn't see it in the chat, I do apologize. Some technical difficulties of the stream, but hopefully I'll have that sorted for next. And yeah, thanks again for everyone tuning in. I'll catch you guys in the next one. Later.